Hello, and welcome back to Bard Rock Cafe Presents Masks Aftermath. If you're new to the series, in the distant future there was a nuclear Armageddon, and a portion of humanity was able to survive by cryogenically freezing themselves in underground bunkers. When they unthawed, several of them discovered they have genetic mutations that granted them special powers. Everyone, please introduce yourself, your character, and their power, starting with Justin.
Hi. My name is Justin, or Tensei on a lot of things. I am playing Jack Locke, the Bull. His power is enhanced strength and agility based on these like mechanical gauntlets and greaves that he found.
All right, Susie.
Hey, so I'm playing Valerie Lawless, and her ability is that she can touch any specific object and make people afraid of it. Undetermined amount of people until, the dice rolls. But anyway, yeah, so she's a reformed person sometimes, probably.
Marty?
Oh, hi. I didn't see you there. I'm Marty. I'll be playing Cal Faulkner, hero name Hardlight. Kind of a Starfire meets Green Lantern situation going on with the power set. Yeah.
Right, and if you want to catch Marty and other things, Marty's also part of the Wayfaring Strangers D&D podcast.
That
And
is
then
true.
we also have Jazz from the Give Me the Loot podcast.
Hey, thank you. Yeah. And I am playing today Ayaz Rentula, a hero named Jatat, who is a military kid who's a bit of a tryhard. Power set is like a Captain America, but with also energy blast. Not nothing crazy, but just enough to make him cool, sort of.
And then last but not least, friend of the show, part-time editor, and one of our players today, Ursa Bearwalker.
Hi, I'm that guy, Ursa Bearwalker. I am playing today Egon. He's a angsty teenager who is kind of figuring out his powers and kind of just generally a sad boy. So he's trying to figure his way out in this post-apocalyptic world as the sort of lone survivor of his hometown. So.
Right, and before we dive back in, I do want to let the audience know we are currently raising money for Bard Rock Cafe's part-time editor, Ursa Bearwalker, who just spoke. Ursa's family recently had a medical emergency pop up, and at our request, Ursa set up a GoFundMe so we could stream to raise some money to help with the unexpected expenses resulting from that. We're going to go ahead and drop a link to that in the chat shortly, and if you want to make some donations, we're trying to raise $500. We have currently raised $270, as you can see on your screen. And we are going to be streaming the rest of the day today. There's another session on AOD Cast after our session today, and then tomorrow there are 2 more sessions planned in the afternoon. With that housekeeping out of the way, I'm just going to, if somebody could drop that link in the chat while I'm getting ready to do the introduction, I will set this thing to what happened last time. Previously, the team was dispatched to investigate the sudden random radio silence of the bunker in Reno, Nevada. They discovered the bunker had been broken into and heavily irradiated, with most of the personnel abandoning it. They also learned the reason it was abandoned was a Las Vegas crime boss, Nick Gotti, had developed mind control powers and enthralled most of the Reno base. With that information, our heroes returned to their own bunker with records from the Reno bunker, which are to be reviewed by General Mills. While Mills reviews the records, our heroes have some much-needed downtime. How will they spend it? Malpocalypse, at least, will be spending it recovering because they strained their powers during the last mission. Unfortunately, our 6th player, Jax, is unavailable today, so Mal is in the medical wing resting. So you have about 2 weeks of downtime while General Mills reviews the documents you provided from the Reno bunker. I'm going to go through and just ask everybody what they're doing with their downtime. And based on what you do, we'll figure out mechanically if it has an impact. And also because 2 weeks are passing, you can remove all your conditions.
Would I need those? Okay.
My conditions.
Can I just stay mad?
All of our conditions will go away, and then depending on what we do on downtime, we might get them back.
Yeah.
Right.
This is true. All right. Jack, would you like to go first?
Sure. I think Jack spends a lot of his time in training, probably with Jatat, sometimes by himself, and he is also, after the revelation from last time, he's spending a little bit more time in surveillance. He is definitely kind of watching around, seeing if any of his other old friends are showing up as well.
All right. So how we're going to resolve that? Why don't we do Jatat, Jack, and Mr. Impervious in the training room?
Okay.
Yep. So what do you do for training? Are you sparring? Are you running a simulation? Are you just beating the crap out of Mr. Impervious because he can't feel it?
I mean, we established that we have like a danger room type thing, right?
Exactly. That is exactly how the training room works.
Yeah, okay.
Holograms, machines, the whole spiel.
Yeah. So like obstacle course, but stuff just flies out of the walls, kind of
Yes.
thing.
Yes, like it's shooting like skeet shooting discs at you and stuff.
Yeah, I think
Stuff
that's
that won't hurt you, but like laser tagging you.
I think that's. Oh, he definitely like. If there is an option to hurt him, Jack will turn it on.
You need General Mills' permission to override the safety protocols.
I mean, he will have tried, whether they allow it or not, but he definitely
Alright.
would have asked.
Oh, Gears, are you asking to override the safety protocols? That's very dangerous.
Well, I mean, yes, but we've learned that the world outside is dangerous. We need to be ready for it. And if I might be so bold, training without stakes isn't helpful.
Yes, and if you get injured and Mr. Gotti shows up and attacks our base, we'll be one less defender available.
That's why I'm training, so we don't get injured.
Alright, roll to... This one become for support. I'm trying to think of what the right one... I guess it would be provoke someone, because you're trying to manipulate him into doing what you want with your words.
Yes. I do not have any of the reference sheets pulled up, because I'm watching like the chat and the donations and stuff. What is provoke with?
Plus superior.
Okay. So that is a 9.
A 9, you can choose one. They stumble, take +1 against them. They err, you gain critical opportunity, or they overreact, you gain influence over them. I believe contextually, you gain the critical opportunity would be relevant here. You get what you want.
Yeah, I'm feeling the same way.
All right, so the safety parameters are disabled. There is now live ammunition and lasers and stuff in the training room.
Oh,
okay,
shit.
Cool.
That escalated quickly.
And actual battering rams that fly out of the walls.
Yes, instead of skeet shooters, you have like Gatling guns and lasers, and battering rams, saw blades.
Like what? I love that there's no middle ground.
There was a middle ground. It was the skeet shooting thing. Those things would mildly bludgeon you.
I love that we go from like clay pigeons to bullets. There's
0 to 100 real quick.
I mean, isn't a clay pigeon really just a really big bullet?
In the shape of it's a frisbee shot out of a gun. Like
Exactly, the gun's been replaced with frisbees to bullets.
A very low tech bullet.
Yeah. No.
Exactly.
So, like,
what is a sling but a very low tech gun?
I'm not gonna get into that. I could do a whole dissertation on that. But no, this is exactly what Jack wanted. So he will do like, training in there. Whatever obstacles pop up, he'll be dodging and weaving and smashing and all of that.
All right. Roll to directly engage a threat, both of you, as you try and navigate this obstacle course to recover. You're competing to see which of you can grab a little red flag at the far side and bring it back
Oh
to the
no,
beginning.
he drugged me into this too.
Okay.
Yes. Jack
No.
was like, "Yeah, let's train together." You get there and you see buzzsaws and stuff.
Before I even roll this, I am going to use in a china shop, which means I'm breaking this room.
Uh-oh.
Also, as so like Jatat's gonna see this and be like inside he's like, yeah, but like inside he's like, oh shit. So I'm definitely gonna be like, before we get started, I'm just like gonna hyper analyze this room to try and figure out like the safest ways to get through it.
Yeah. Yeah,
Oh,
you
yeah.
have that feature, right? So use that
Yeah.
before we do the roll.
Yeah. Roll plus savior on my before we get started. So that is an 8 on the die plus savior is an 11. So I get to hold 3.
All right, and that's just you use those like as a resource throughout the rest of the room, right?
Yeah. However you tell me this goes, if I see something like that, I get to burn a resource on him.
All right, and then Jack, what did you get on your directly engage a threat?
Directly engages danger, right?
Yes.
Okay, then 12.
All right, 12, pick 2. Does China Shop give you anything else, or just let you roll really good?
In exchange for in exchange for significant collateral damage, I get to pick an extra option even on a miss.
All right, so that means you get plus 2 or 3 then, because it's 2 for a
3.
12. Okay. Your options are resist or avoid their blows, take something from them, create an opportunity for your allies, or impress, surprise, or frighten the opposition. In this case, the opposition, since it's just a bunch of machines, is Jatat, who you're racing to that flag.
Yeah. Jatat is still.
He's also your ally, but it's a frenemy situation at the moment because you're competing.
Jatat's still my rival.
He is my rival.
Exactly.
For mechanical purposes for the bowl. So yeah, I want to impress Jatat. I want to avoid the bullets, and here's how this is gonna go. Here's how this scene is gonna work, with your permission.
I'm pretty flexible, so
Jack is like the instant that he sees something, he's dodging, he's weaving through stuff, he's like breaking stuff that comes at him by just like punching it with equal force, until he sees a literal machine gun come out of the wall. In which case he's gonna like bolt over onto the side of it, rip it out of the wall, and use it to take on extra obstacles.
So yeah, sure. You're just clubbing stuff out of the way with the machine gun.
Yes.
Yeah,
and
I love
firing it if possible, but
yeah. You're searching for a mechanism, but you see the thing was automated, so there's not like a thing to trigger it. So it's like just kind of spinning loosely.
That's fine. I took a gun. And he's just gonna use this to like smash stuff up and remove threats. So like instead of, just dodging around all the bullets, he's going to like break the guns in the wall. And effectively that's the collateral damage from this. This room is probably not usable for a minute.
Right, so why don't we say you resist and avoid their blows, you impress Jatat. For the third choice, sounds like you're creating opportunity for Jatat because you made a room significantly less dangerous.
I mean, I was going with take the gun, but
This is fine, because as I was reading through my options, I knew exactly what it was I was going to do, because again, this is my rival in here. And so I'm in here with Jack, and he turns on this danger room with all of these clear different ways for us to die. And yeah, normally I would be trying to find the safest way through, how to avoid everything. But there's just something that comes out, like there's like an inner meathead that Jack brings out of me, right? And so I'm just like, you know what? Screw it. And so I'm just gonna barrel straight through all of this as much as I can while he's tearing everything up. And I'm just going to I'm going to burn all 3 of my holds on ignore all harm from one of the attacks.
Oh my god.
So I'm just gonna tank all of it just because I want to earn his respect with my effort of going through this. Like just straight bull in a china shop running through everything like Juggernaut style.
Right? So do me a favor, roll to directly engage a threat to see how well you do running through this stuff and see
Okay.
how much that you really need to burn.
And I was assuming you do that. Does this allow me? Because it says when I directly engage a threat heading directly into danger without regard for my own safety, I get to roll with Savior instead of Danger.
You said you're not caring about your safety, so go ahead and roll Savior.
Sweet, because my Danger's a -1. One of them fell off.
Oh no.
Okay. So 8 on the die plus Savior's 11.
All right, so 11, you're going to get to choose 2. Resist or avoid their blows, take something from them, create an opportunity for your allies, or impress, surprise, or frighten the opposition.
Oh, I am resisting blows and surprising the opposition, because there's no way Jack's just supposed to expect me to just blow through everything like this. So yeah, I get extra ignoring damage, and I'm just like staring him in the eyes as I'm running.
All right, so between the fact that you between the fact that you are physically faster, because speed is one of your powers, you are more athletic than Jack, and Jack cleared the path for you and resisted the damage. While Jack is distracted being the Incredible Hulk on the room, you just beam right past him, you beeline for the flag. Jack, you see Jatat almost to the flag. Do you do anything about that?
This is counter operative, right?
Right.
Oh my god, I'm gonna throw the fun. I'm gonna throw the fun at him. I'm gonna throw the gun at Jatat's feet and try and trip him, so that he
Fun at him,
flat.
just like a bunch of confetti.
And I can try and get the flag instead of him.
All right. Jatat, roll to take a powerful blow.
All right.
Remember, you want to roll low for this.
You said that right after I rolled a 10 on the die. But it's
All
plus
right,
danger?
Is plus conditions marked.
Oh, so yeah, no. Never mind.
Just a flat 10. All right, so you choose one of these. You can either remove yourself from the situation, flee, pass out, etc., lose control of your powers in a terrible way, or choose 2 options from 7 to 9. Would you like to hear the options for 7 to 9?
Yes.
All right, 7 to 9. You lash out verbally, provoke a teammate to foolhardy action, or take advantage of your influence to inflict a condition. You give ground, your opposition gets an opportunity, or you struggle past the pain and mark 2 conditions. And if you take from 7 to 9, you must take 2 of those options.
Okay. So I'm definitely cussing him out. But there was an option that was given right after that I think I wanted to go with. Could you read that one more time?
Give ground, your opposition gets an opportunity. Yeah,
No,
it
I
was
don't wanna,
that one, and then you can struggle past the pain, take 2 conditions. This is the third choice.
Okay, all right, yeah. Then we're definitely just gonna struggle past the pain, because that was the whole goal here, was to just try and tank our way through all of this. So I'm just shoulder charging through every obstacle that comes through me. I'm staring Jack in the eyes. I run past him. He sees it, throws the gun out in front of me. I trip. God damn it, Jack! But I catch myself, keep going, and stumble hard into something, and I just like bounce off of it. It hurts it. I guess I'm gonna take angry and afraid that he's gonna beat me even after I put out all this effort.
You're afraid of me right now? You're not afraid that you just tripped and stumbled in front of a bunch of guns with live ammunition?
I mean, that's also the thing, but right now the singular focus is trying to impress / beat you.
Okay, cool. I just
Alright,
wanted
so-
to clear up the order of like.
Should that really be afraid, or should I make that insecure?
I mean, I think afraid.
I like insecure for that.
Okay, all right. We'll go with angry, insecure.
All right, so you do, you stumble, but you do get to the flag. You recover the flag. Now you just need to get back to the entrance past whatever remaining obstacles there are in Jack. But fortunately for you, Jack has destroyed most of the obstacles. There's like 1 laser, 1 Gatling gun, and like 2 buzzsaws left.
Okay.
I am the obstacle.
Yeah. So I look back across an empty, destroyed room, and it's just me, this flag, and Jack. Well, there's not a whole lot left here to do. I'm just gonna charge him, and then like right as he gets up close, I'm just gonna energy blast him in the face to try and distract him.
Oh. That didn't go the way I thought it was going to. I like it better.
Right? That sounds like roll to unleash your powers.
All right, so that's going to be plus freak. That is a 8 total.
All right, so on an 8, you have a choice. You can either mark a condition, or I let you know how your effect is unstable or temporary.
I'm going to mark condition guilty.
That's fair. So with that condition marked, Jack, you take a shot to the face, but it blinds and stuns you more than it actually hurts you, and you can't see where Jatat is. If you'd like to still try and catch Jatat, you can roll to directly engage a threat with disadvantage because you can't see.
Okay, I need another dice for that. I want. You have invoked such a competitive spirit. I want to, with one of my gauntlets, I want to rip a buzzsaw out of the wall and throw it at Jatat.
No, oh no.
What did you get on your directly engage a threat roll?
I haven't rolled it yet.
Okay, so remember, this would be disadvantage. You are blindly throwing a buzzsaw at your friend.
7, 10.
All right, with a 7, you can pick one. Resist or avoid his blows, take something from him, create an opportunity, or impress, surprise, or frighten.
No, it's a 10 after my danger. 7's what I got on the dice.
Oh, okay. Okay, so with 10, you get 2 of those things.
Yes. I am going to pull up the quick reference sheet. Oh my god, I can't keep doing this. Sorry. I have way too many things open.
This is why I keep my printed copy.
I do not have a printer.
You do not have a printer. Okay.
Save the trees.
Okay, directly engage. I'm number 1. I'm taking that flag.
That is taking something from them. Yes.
Number 2. I guess, and then resist or avoid blows so that he doesn't counterattack.
Right, Jatat, written roll to take a powerful blow again as this buzzsaw comes hurtling at you.
Oh no.
Either way, you're going to drop the flag as a result, either to avoid it or because you get hit, one or the other.
Okay. Oh, I got a 3.
All right, with a 3, you stand strong, so mark potential. And you dodge the buzzsaw, but in doing so, you do drop the flag. And Jack has enough time to scoop it up. Jack now has the flag.
Ooh.
And just because Jack chose to avoid blows that say you instinctively fire an energy blast to stop him, he dodges it. And so Jack is now making headway, running towards the entryway to win the race.
The gun. Okay. So. Damn it. How do I stop this? All right. So I already burned all 3 of my yeah.
I do want to point out you are just straight up faster than me.
Yeah. I'm just trying to see if there's anything else escaping your minds or payments to place on you. Yeah, nope, screw it. I'm just gonna try and fly across the room as fast as my legs will carry me and catch up to him and snatch the flag from him again as we go across the finish line. Like, I'm not gonna try and overpower him. That's a fool's mission. So I will definitely just try and use my speed and cunning to run up behind him, snatch the flag, and then cross the finish line.
Why don't you both row a contested unleash your powers to grapple over this flag? Jatat's speed and agility versus Jack's iron grip.
Okay.
Hey.
And unleashes with freak.
Correct.
Hey, Jatat, would you say that Jack's actions right now are frustrating you?
Damn it. Yes.
Okay.
Oh
no, that's still a terrible roll. 6.
All right, okay. Well, go ahead and mark potential, Jack.
Damn it! Get on the table. That is a 9 total.
All right, Jatat, you successfully grab the flag, and as you do so, and you both approach the halfway point of the room, you both gawk in despair, and you have your DM to blame for this because he suggested it in the chat. Mr. Impervious, wanting to add more danger to this, pushed a button on the wall, and you watch as the floor below you opens up,
Oh my
and
God.
there's just a giant pool of water under you, and 2 ropes drop in front of you, and your only option is to swing across the rope to clear the distance.
Oh my God.
Because apparently ropes are Jazz's weak spot, according to your DM.
God damn it, Turner. All right.
In the chat.
Thank you. Thanks, Turner. Appreciate it. All right. So yeah, then we're just gonna have to go ahead and try and Donkey Kong Country, jump out, catch this rope, and swing across this bad boy.
All right, so go ahead and roll to. I guess it'd still be directly engaged the threat. Or unleash your powers.
If you're not sure, unleash your powers is generally kind of a catch-all role.
It is athleticism, so yeah, go ahead and roll to unleash your powers using your Captain America-like athletics to run, jump, grab the rope with precision, and swing across Tarzan style.
You can do it.
I swear to God, if I fail this, I'm driving up to you after this is over, Turner.
Oh, I thought you meant to me. Like,
No.
I'm like, okay, cool.
Oh, that's an 8.
Cool. Let's go get lunch.
All right. So on an 8, you can either mark a condition to succeed, or I can tell you how it's temporary or unstable. Do you want to take a 4th condition?
Oh my God.
Marty's like, can I take a 4th condition?
Yo, taking conditions is supposed to be my thing.
You
need to relax.
I am going to take mark condition. I'm going to mark afraid because I can feel myself about to miss this and fail miserably in this entire endeavor of trying to impress Jack, trying to clear this danger room that he's got turned on into death mode, and now I'm about to fall all the way down into this water pit. I don't know what's down there. There's probably, freaking laser mounted sharks or something down there. I don't know, but
sharks freaking laser beams up.
But yeah, no, I'm gonna mark condition afraid, and I'm just gonna lunge out and try and clear this thing.
All right, so because you are afraid, if you all saw the original Sam Raimi Spider-Man movie, the first time he swings on the web, and he looks really unconfident when he's coming off the rope, and he's waving his arms and legs in the air before he lands, that's Jatat.
Absolutely, that makes perfect sense.
And Jatat just lands, tries to fake it like he lands the blade pose, and he tags the end and wins the race. But Jack, you still need to not fall in the water, so also roll to unleash your powers to at least catch up and not drown.
So I want to understand the scene a little bit here. We were like almost to the door, and the floor collapsed out from under us.
Yep.
So this like lower area beneath the floor, is there still a wall parallel with the door?
There is a wall parallel with the door. There's just imagine like the floor itself opened up like a trap door, but the walls are still there.
Okay, all right. So
just imagine they removed the lid from a swimming pool kind of thing.
Okay, cool.
You have like 20 feet to go.
Yeah,
which Jack can just jump.
I think as he's running, the floor opening up catches him off guard, but he's like close enough that he can kind of jump, and he's gonna like hit the wall a little bit below where the door is and just slam his fists into the side and climb up, kind of Knuckles from Sonic style.
All right, I dig it. Roll to unleash your powers to climb into the wall like you're the Incredible Hulk digging his fingers into the side of a building.
Oh shit. Oh, that's not good. That's still a 5. Even if this is also frustrating, it's still only a 6.
All right, so mark experience. You go Kersplash.
I go Kersplash.
Yep, and you turned off the safety features, so the pool turns into a whirlpool and starts sucking you back into the middle. Roll to take a powerful blow as you try not to drown.
No.
All right, the 4, you successfully, with your incredibly mighty muscles, swim against the current and pull yourself back out this time. But at that point, Jatat has won the race.
All right, I'm gonna like slowly pull myself back up out of this thing and kind of lay back flat on the ground.
Oh no, you don't understand. Even after I win, I'm coming back over to make sure that you're okay and coming back up. Like you're getting my hand on the way up the top of this thing.
Oh, okay, all right, cool, yeah. Clasp like this thing.
Yes.
As we pull, and as we come up, Jack like puts his arm around Jatat's shoulder and is smiling and laughing. It's like, okay, we need to do this some more.
And Mr. Purvis just quietly pushes the button to close the swimming pool back up, and pushes another button, and like a hot blower from the ceiling dries you off.
I just lay back on the floor and like catch my breath and enjoy the air moving across us at the moment.
What do you know what I don't know if this is a little bit meta. I think this is about as close as Jack and Jatat are going to get to sharing in a triumphant celebration.
Probably.
Which triggers something for each of us. Let's see. For me, when you share triumphant celebration with someone, make them your love or rival immediately. Jatat's already my rival. If they are already your love or rival, take influence over them and mark potential. I already have influence.
Well, enjoy your
them.
potential.
Yeah, that actually puts me at 5, so I'll figure out what I want to do with that here in a second.
Yeah.
I'll go ahead and say you also get a bonus potential because you chose a training-based downtime activity.
Okay, cool. I also, since I already have influence... Wait, do I take influence or do I give it? Hold on.
And Jatat, you can also have the bonus influence because you participated in the training.
Take influence over them. Okay.
Bonus potential, I meant to say.
So I get to shift one of Jatat's labels up and down.
Ooh, okay.
This was definitely like a sort of rebellious thing for you to do. So I think danger up, soldier down. Is that okay?
Okay, I see it.
All right. And that is Jack's downtime and a little bit of Jatat's.
Yeah. Jatat, what's your triumphant celebration move?
So, triumphant celebration here. So I tell them what they need to do to achieve their full potential. So, I tell Gears as we kind of collect our breath, like, Gears, you're a great guy, and I know that there's a lot more to you underneath all that anger and muscle. And I think if you can embrace some of that softer side, and it's okay for a man to also be soft and allow yourself to feel and allow others to feel who you truly are. And I just want you to know that I'm here for you if you ever need anybody, man. So, if they accept my advice, I gain influence over them. And I add 2 to the team pool. If they reject it, I mark a condition.
Oh my god. I am not gonna knock you out.
Do it. Do it.
Unless
Because my first instinct was literally to just go, man, that's a real weird thing to say after we beat the shit out of that room. But I am not gonna knock you out.
You just say that. You just say that, and he gets so upset he passes out.
Actually, it was weird flex, but okay.
I think he just kind of sits back for a minute. All the adrenaline's getting to him. He's a little bit more like receptive to stuff, and is like, yeah, okay. I still want to punch stuff though.
And I'll be there when you need help punching stuff, man.
Do you think we can turn this up higher?
No, Mr. Impervious says. And as you look over at Mr. Impervious, you can see his leather jacket, and while he's indestructible, his clothes are not. And he had to be there in the crossfire of you tearing this room apart. So there's burn marks on his clothes. There are bullet holes. There's things from like buzz saws. Like this guy needs a whole change of clothes because of the two of you. Also, he has an uneven haircut because his hair is also not indestructible.
I mean,
Buzzsaw got him.
Yeah, Buzzsaw clipped him. He just got like a random chunk of hair missing now. All right, so that was Jack's downtime. I will also say this because Jack said he also wanted to be more vigilant about the surrounding area and things. Jack, you also participate in the surveillance area. They have closed circuit TV to monitor the outside of the base. You do see on several reports there are incidents of strange people you do not recognize coming up to just outside the surveillance range of the base and leaving. They don't get much closer, not close enough that security could engage them before they leave. But you have reason to believe you're being scouted.
all right.
So that's just something you gain over these 2 weeks.
Back of my head, plans for later.
Yep. And while you ponder that, well, it's like we have a viewer asking for the donation link, so I'm just going to drop that really quick.
I already did.
Oh, I didn't see that. Cool. Yeah, I'm doing the DM thing. Sorry. Valerie, what do you do with your downtime?
Okay, so Valerie's been really busy, I think, if you let me do it. So she's noticed a distinct lack of one thing that's like pivotal to making everyone happy, especially in a post-apocalyptic world. And that's sugar and gummy beans, specifically gummy beans. So she's been working really hard with our catfish cook. I forget his name,
Daryl.
but I bet I bet somebody knows. So now we're not getting catfish gummy beans. Like that was the first solution, and it was like turned down very, very hard by Val because that's not the point. We don't want to eat catfish in another form. So she started researching, right? And I'm sure that there's some sort of like library of stuff because nobody grows up knowing how the hell to make a jelly bean. But I researched this, and it's like, okay, so you need sugar. I'm like, damn, that's our first hurdle. We need sugar. Well, sugar can be grown in like, it does need soil and water, but it doesn't have to be like, it can be manufactured. So that's pretty much what she wants. That's her journey, is basically figuring out how and where in this godforsaken place she can like cultivate the first tiny seeds of sugarcane that somebody must have possibly shoved into a science center someplace for future use. She's starting small. It's gonna look like a illicit lab, but she's making sugar, guys. It's all for sugar.
It's drug lab.
Absolutely.
All right, so here's what I'll give you with that. You do learn through this research process. You might recall that there was an area where they were doing underground gardening at the base you visited that was very similar to your own. They do grow small amounts of sugar and things that can be refined into sugar, such as corn, because that's how you get high fructose corn syrup. So there are those things available, but because they don't have a lot of budget for that, you probably want for your project to be able to grow a larger amount of sugarcane. Fortunately, Southern California does have an adequate environment for this in terms of heat and weather conditions. Maybe not the amount of water, but you have water available to you. And you might recall on your first mission, you brought home the scraps that were necessary to build technology to de-irradiate the surrounding area for your bunker. And so they have an area that is not irradiated outside the bunker where they let you set up additional crops. There's just a protected bubble. It's like a greenhouse thing. You are able to start growing some sugarcane.
Sweet. It's going to be a lot of work for like 5 jelly beans, but we'll make it like 6 or 7 jelly beans. I'll share them with everybody. Everybody gets 1.
Yep. And Daryl also informs you, if you were able to get the team to be able to work on it, there are factories that might still have processed sugar at them in the greater San Diego area, factories and stores. You might be able to get something that hasn't been ransacked yet if you journey into town.
Oh wow! So can we irradiate that stuff that's like been there that whole time? Like
it would be. So it's like you guys regularly do acquire things from outside, and the radiation does make them less usable. But there's a process where they're able to still use it. Like they can de-irradiate it. There's an acceptable level of radiation can be exposed to, so it might be usable. It might only be half usable. It's one of those things where you have to really get it and look. Well, you'd have to see if there's anyone that wants to go on an adventure with you to get sugar.
I feel confident that I can convince either Egon or Jack. No, damn it! I don't remember who's who.
We have Jack. All right, so
the other person who hasn't been done any downtime stuff yet. I feel confident I can convince them to go for sugar if I promise them like cotton candy or jelly beans.
Sure, you and Cal are snack buddies.
Right.
Oh yeah, we are snack buddies. I almost died for those snacks, and I'd do it again.
If anybody's not convinced enough, I'll just tell them how like we can have a side business of like a black market for sugar.
Wow! Because of the sugar addiction that's going to surely occur.
Oh shit!
Yeah. Just got to bring a little reality into this. That's all.
All right, so Cal, you are approached by Val, and Val is like, "Hey, you want to help me go with some sugar so we can make some sweet candy?"
Hell yeah! Well, let's do it.
It was like 30 times weirder when you say it like that.
Hey, do you want to start a black market?
Yes, that's probably more like that's way more in line with what she would say. The sweet candy kind of like that steers us off the road a little bit, but the black market, let's do this, bro.
I absolutely, I cannot see you going, hey babe, you want to make some sweet candy? And mean it in all sincerity.
The 5 to 10 minutes where he'd trying to figure out if I really meant let's make candy or not. Like it's just an unknown. You don't know how to respond to that.
Are you talking? I don't know why I just went into Barian. Are you talking like what kind of candy are we talking about? Are you talking like nose or mouth or
nose candy?
Oh no, the nose candy for sure.
Did need to go get some sugar.
Oh,
Smarties would be great. Wow.
Smarties is nose candy.
I'm pretty sure Pixie Sticks are nose candy.
Anything that's like powderable.
You guys are literally talking about booger sugar now, and I'm not sure what we're doing.
I mean, when I was a child, I crushed up Smarties and snorted them through a straw, and it
did my nasal cavity hurt.
I did it one time.
And then never again.
That is one more time than I did.
Oh man, this is beautiful.
All right, so it's worth mentioning to the audience that one of the things Val has as part of her character sheet, she has 3 underground contacts at the bunker that can help her commit illicit activities. So, I haven't looked at the character keeper to see what background Val has provided for me on those, but if she wants to start an underground sugar drug ring, she can.
Hell yeah!
Anyway, Daryl provides you with 3 possible locations where you could acquire an obscene amount of sugar. There is a food processing plant, there is a bakery, and there is an abandoned grocery store. I mean, they're all abandoned because nuclear apocalypse.
I guess, that would do it.
Yes, all contacts to the bunker are technically underground, yes.
You actually did put the perfect contact here. In Chad Drummond. He's a Chad, but he's good at acquiring things.
That's fair. Wow. So I don't know, a bakery or grocery store. Both of them are going to have. For some reason, I'm feeling like a bakery might have more, like, concentrated, like mass quantities of sugar. Just because nearly everything they make requires sugar. Like
It's like
We could
big
go to the
toy
grocery
box,
store,
right?
but it's gonna have like a whole bunch of those like little 1-pounders.
above
True.
above
Which is-
above above board. Possible benefit and side and negative to a bakery. Benefit would be if they have yeast that's still alive post the apocalypse, you're going to be able to use that to make alcohol. Downside is if the yeast is still alive, odds are it's consumed most, if not all, the sugar in the bakery. So something
And
to
it
keep
may
in
be
mind.
like
not-
yeast monsters. That'd be really awkward. Like,
That's what I was thinking.
Ooh, we can fight some
Okay.
yeast monsters.
Let's
And I'll
think.
also posit this: when you're talking to Darrow about this plan, Darrow's like, "Oh yeah, but the grocery store might also be picked through because one of the first things raiders look for is easy supplies, which they probably would have raided the grocery store. So whether or not they left the sugar is a question mark."
I know I'm not in this scene, but can I posit something?
mhm.
Let's think a little bit more back end. It's not the grocery store, but it's their warehouse where they keep sugar on whole ass pallets.
Yeah, you said you made mention of like a factory. That was like the third option, right?
Yeah, and Darrow's like, "That's a great idea. Mom, do you know the location of generic grocery store names, local warehouse? Yes, it's at this address." And she puts an address on the screen. Bam, you now have a fourth option.
Yeah.
I mean, if we can convince somebody to give us a truck, I would absolutely go for the warehouse.
Who needs a truck? I could
Darrow's
teleport.
like, "Yeah, I have a truck for picking up supply runs. Here, have the keys."
Oh, nice.
Sweet.
Actually, no, I'll drive it. Darrow volunteers to drive you guys in the food truck.
Shotgun.
That's probably for the best because we were about to like on the drive over. We were gonna have a talk about how like we can't destroy the truck. We need the truck to stay in one piece, both there and back.
What are you trying to say?
I don't want to walk.
I
with
don't.
it.
I don't understand. What's the problem?
So y'all hop in the truck. Darrow puts it in drive, drives a couple miles into town, and pulls onto some random access road because warehouses are never in the main city. They're always off in the outskirts somewhere on an access road. And you pull up there, and you see no signs that it had been ransacked. It looks closed up. It looks like no one thought to raid a warehouse.
That seems silly.
Well, you have to realize that there's a very good chance the people who survive the apocalypse are lay people and not people who specifically go, "Oh yeah, a warehouse, that's a good idea." Like, that's more specialized knowledge that comes with experience.
I don't know, man. There's a Amazon warehouse like a few blocks from my house. That's one of the first places I would go post-apocalyptic.
Yeah,
Stock up on Nintendo Switches.
there's the Frito-Lay warehouse and factory is like a 10-minute drive away from me.
Oh, that's funny. My hometown has a Frito-Lay warehouse too, actually.
Actually, we have a Coke distribution warehouse too. Probably
That's
stop two.
The
Before it
largest
went out
ice
of
cream.
business, we had a Payless distribution not too far away
shit.
from me too.
Oh, jeez.
That's the largest ice cream factory in North America, 2 blocks away from my house.
That's
You also get
that's
the
the best. You win.
I
This was you made this a competition and instantly won.
That's me.
So you get to this warehouse and you have your truck space. You do see there's no signs of vehicles, probably because when the pending apocalypse was coming, the employees were like, "Screw it, I'm not coming into work because the world is literally ending." So you get the impression there probably aren't any ghouls or anything to worry about. But what you do see, why don't you roll to assess the situation? One or both
I
of you.
was going to ask about that. What is this plus?
Plus superior.
Oh, that's probably like my worst stat. And I got a +1. That's a 5.
Well, go ahead and mark potential, Cal.
I leveled up. Let's go.
Val, would you like to assess the situation?
Sure. Remind me what I roll again.
It is plus superior,
Oh.
and it is 2d6.
I was gonna say, oh yeah, one, okay. So 5 + 1, 6.
That is also a miss. Everything seems legit. You see no danger between the two of you. Go ahead and mark potential. Nothing seems out of place. Nothing seems like it's in danger. You don't notice anything peculiar.
Sounds about right.
Daryl's like,
Snack
yeah, just go get what
squad.
you want. Daryl just turns the truck around so you have easy access to the back, onto the loading dock of it. And it's like, load whatever supplies you want. Just if you can grab, and it gives you like a grocery list. Like, if you could also grab these things from the warehouse, that'd be great.
That's nice. I was gonna ask him if he wanted anything while we were gone. It feels like a snack run, so it's like
Yep, no,
awesome.
he has like a list of non-perishable things: canned foods, boxed foods, bagged foods, just like stuff that would make his life easier, so he's not just like trying to salvage whatever they can produce. He's like, oh yeah, no, this stuff probably survived the apocalypse, and like lots of canned meat is on there.
Awesome. So
Tuna for days.
Tuna for days.
yeah, so Val's gonna head in because everything looks great.
Yeah, everything's fine. I don't see a problem here.
All right. So as you open the doors to the factory, you see 4 large, hulking green humanoids wielding very large weapons. 2 with sledgehammers, 1 with what appears to be a grenade launcher, and 1 what appears to be an assault rifle. And they're like, "Who are you? And what are you doing here?"
You know, at the end of the day, like staying honest is like the most reasonable expectation. So I'm just gonna tell them, you know, hey, I'm looking for sugar. I want to make jelly beans, and then I want to sell them on the new black market. Would
This
you like
warehouse-
in?
This warehouse is claimed by Zoltan the Adequate and his followers.
The
Watch
adequate.
me-
Zoltan the adequate.
The adequate. Let's go.
That is actually a reference to something that my college friends watching this will remember. There was a performer at our campus called Zoltan the Adequate that came twice. Anyway, if you want to negotiate supplies, what do you have to offer Zoltan the Adequate for this sugar you want?
So Val's just gonna put a hand on her hip and she's gonna say some jelly beans when it's done. Like that's what this is all about. Have you ever had a jelly bean before?
Yes, and they just reach into a nearby pallet and pull out a bag of heavily processed jelly beans.
Oh my god, those are already made. Well, that's not helpful. How many do you have though? Like, is it an unlimited source? Because once you run out of those jelly beans, you're done unless you can make your own.
That's the last bag of jelly beans in the world.
He points at the thumb, and you see an entire pallet full of candy, like just store brand named candy.
New
And-
plan, Val. Let's just get some candy.
I don't know why I can't hear Martian up there at all.
I was far away from my mic.
Oh yeah, you were. My bad.
New plan. Let's just take some candy from some babies.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. Because that candy's already made. We can put that in the truck too. Like,
All right,
I wanted to play nice, but
I just want to state for clarity's sake, when you call these things babies, each of these gentlemen looks slightly larger than Jack.
Babies.
Yeah.
They are comparably muscular, and they look they are clearly some sort of super mutants, for lack of a better term to call them.
Can you just make them afraid of the candy so we can just take it
I
away
know I was
from
gonna say, do I have to touch the thing of candy, or can I do this from a distance? I can't remember.
You're the one that
Really
keeps
power.
saying you need to touch with your power.
I know. I feel like I put myself in this position, and it's all right because in this game I am young, spry, and petite. So my ass is gonna like go run and touch pretty much as many bags of candy as I possibly can before probably dodging.
I like how any attempt at diplomacy fell apart at what we get from it.
Well,
nothing.
they showed us like already made candy. It's like at first, like they, we were negotiating because they had something like that we kind of wanted, but then you showed us like the goods, and it's like, you know what? If we just kill you, we don't have to share it. And I feel bad, but this is like, she's reformed, not perfect. Okay,
I
you
respect
found
it.
the incentive. She's now murderous. Give me your candy.
All right. Roll to directly engage a threat as you run past these 4 armed guards to try and get to the pallet of candy.
Directly engage a threat.
I mean, if they hit me with something, it just gets me there faster. It's all right.
Is
danger.
that is plus danger. That is for Val. Val's the one making a dash. Cal, you like to do anything to assist?
I'm gonna, while they're doing that, charge burn.
All right, so you start charging up your Super Saiyan level, and they're watch.
If
as
that
you power up.
charging makes any noise at all, she's gonna glance over and shoulder her and say, "Don't fuck with the candy."
Don't worry, I got a plan,
Okay.
and it's gonna incorporate my new thing that I just got on my level up.
And it will.
I
And it
can just
will.
imagine your charge like it triggers me like a gun cocking, like don't.
Don't you know it?
And your plan manifests 12 episodes later after you're finishing your screaming contest.
Yeah. What if I just did that for the next 20 minutes? What would you guys do?
I would abuse
I
my
would
power.
mute you.
Like, yeah, I would abuse the power of ownership of this server and just remove you.
Kick. I got an plus conditions. I got an 8.
Right. What is your how does your burn thing work? 'Cause I don't have reference sheets for your individual playlists.
Well, I don't get any burn. I just mark a condition.
Womp womp.
Womp womp.
What?
On a miss, I get 2 burn and mark 3 conditions. On a hit, I hold 3 burn. On a 7 to 9, I just mark a condition and don't get shit.
A hit is a 7+.
7 to 9.
Yep.
Hit is 10 to 12, isn't it?
No, a hit is anything 7 or higher.
Oh, I'm mistaken. Okay, cool.
I was gonna say, it sounds like you just missed.
No.
Yeah, I was like, this sucks.
If you got 7 to 9, you get 3 and a condition.
Okay.
All right, so your glowing green Super Saiyan aura charges up. Val, roll to directly engage the threat to see whether or not you safely get to this candy.
Okay, remind me what roll that is again.
That is plus danger.
Can somebody help me add more columns to the moves section on the character keeper so I can add my?
I'll take care of that here in a second.
Okay.
Okay, I got 7.
All right, 7 to 9. Pick one. Resist or avoid their blows. Take something from them. Create an opportunity for your allies, or impress, surprise, or frighten the opposition.
I mean, I'm trying to make the candy terrifying, so I'm not sure. Is that creating an opportunity, maybe, or is that? I mean, I'm also trying to.
I mean, if you want to say frighten, if you want to choose frighten the opposition, I'll give you +1 in your roll to scare them. I will point out that if you make a sudden movement, they are going to start shooting at you. So if I was playing your character, I would choose the one not to get shot.
Okay, I'll choose the one not to get shot.
All right, so you successfully barrel through and you just nimbly dodge around their gunfire. The one with the grenade launcher looks like they think about firing and decides better of it. Like, it was more to scare you than to actually shoot you, because it would be a bad idea to shoot that indoors. And the guy with the sledgehammer swings and misses, and you get to the candy. Roll to unleash your powers on them. And you get +1, in addition to your regular pluses.
Was that 1 or 2 dice?
It's always 2d6.
Always 2.
And
Okay, got it.
Yep. And you're going to add plus freak, and then +1 because you decided to fright. Oh no, you did not do this. Frighten them. You avoid their blows. So just plus freak.
Okay, so that would be 8.
All right. So you can either mark a condition. Or I'll tell you how the effect is unstable or temporary.
Oh, I'll mark a condition. Let's go with. I'm trying to imagine her as any of these right now, and I'm struggling.
What am I looking for?
Nope, I lied. Let's make it temporary. There's no way I can even fake that she's going to be afraid, angry, guilty, hopeless, or insecure. She's having a great time right now.
So the one with the grenade launcher and the one with the assault rifle turn tail and run. The other two are not affected.
Yeah.
And so they're like, they look really confused because their friends are like, "Oh my god, it's Candy, run!" And the one with the sledgehammer puts himself on one side of you, and the other one with the assault rifle, I think that's what I said the other one had. Or did I say two people sledgehammers? They're not two people sledgehammers.
Yeah, I think it's just one with a sledgehammer and the other one has a rocket. Or was the rocket launcher the one that ran away?
There are four. The grenade launcher one ran away. The assault rifle one ran away. I don't remember what unit number 4 had, so they now have a sledgehammer.
Probably 2 sledgehammers, yeah.
Yep, so now you have 2 people brandishing sledgehammers at you. And they are going. So now roll to take a powerful blow as they swing at you with a sledgehammer.
What? Uh, 6? Because it's the same thing, right? 2d6.
Yep, plus conditions. So you have one condition, Mark. You did not take a condition, you took temporary, so it's just 6. You stand strong, add potential, and you successfully avoid the sledgehammer blows. And now you have a single bag of jelly beans in your hand because you picked it up to scare people with it.
Okay.
Cal, you have 2 enemies that are in close quarters with Val. What would you like to do?
I am going to use my new burn ability, Snatch. Spend 1 burn to use your powers to seize any one object up to the size of a person from someone within view. I'm just going to take Val and bring her back towards me.
All right. You pick Val up. You whip her out of the dangerous range. You guys have 1 bag of candy. What do you do?
I'm going to pop that bag of candy right on open. And I'm going to grab this handful of jelly beans.
What are we doing?
And I'm going to try to use my power and then throw those damn jelly beans and see what happens.
All right. Roll to unleash your power again.
Okay. That is a 10. Without any extra pluses. That's always confusing.
All right. So 10 before your plus freak. It definitely works.
Yeah.
So these 2 are scared. They run away. You get the impression you now... you don't know how many more of these goons there might be walking around, but you probably have a couple of minutes if you want to just quickly grab supplies and run back to the truck. And I'll go ahead and say that because one of you can make giant push things, you can probably move a lot of really heavy stuff really quick if Cal makes the right construct.
Yeah, I'm actually just going to keep using Snatch to
Just
grab
whole pallets.
Yeah, just whole pallets.
All
Cool.
right. So in 5 minutes or so, just like swing and drop. You load the entire truck up with candy and the supplies that Daryl asked you for. As you finish unloading, you hear the sounds of more of these super mutants running through the building, the ones that have not been terrified, brandishing more weapons. And you do have time to get out, or do you want to stand your ground and fight? Do you want to actually engage with them, or do you get your came for and you're leaving?
I think we got what we came for. We're certainly outnumbered.
Yeah.
Can I use move to get all of us in the truck?
Well, Daryl's
back
already in the
away?
truck, so
Yeah,
Right.
I mean, I'm fine just grabbing the ladder on the outside of the truck with my damn bag of gummy beans. And if they try to follow us, I'm just going to awkwardly throw, terrify them with gummy beans because...
I believe Marty was asking whether we could teleport.
I just want to teleport us all back to
We established last
base.
time you do not get to take passengers.
Oh, right. Okay. Well then,
I thought you could, but it turns out the way it's worded, you cannot.
Okay.
Fine, you have a truck.
As long as you can get yourself in the truck, I'll get myself in the truck, and then we got this. You did all the hard work.
That's true. We're probably close enough to the truck if we're loading all this stuff in. So.
Yep, no problem at all. You have enough of a head start on them that the truck pulls out, and like I said, when you got there, you didn't see any signs of vehicles, so they start chasing you on foot, but you are clearly able to outrun them. And hopefully Zoltan the Adequate will never come up again.
Hopefully.
And so, Valerie, for your downtime, the base now has delicious candy. And
and a black market.
Yes, you
increasing morale and doing my part.
Yep,
and
you are now
money.
more popular, and you get to use one of your 3 people to build your candy black market. Is there anybody on the team you do not have influence over at the moment?
I don't think she has influence on me.
How much does Chatot like candy?
That's kind of a foodie. But also being military raised, sugar is probably not one of the big things he spent a lot of time eating. So he's hit or miss. Like he likes candy, but he's not like he's not a big sweet tooth guy.
What kind of candy did they manage to hijack from this factory?
I mean, lots of jelly beans because that's what they were shooting for, but also gummy worms, the puffy orange circus peanuts, like only 2 out of 20 people like.
Oh,
Gross.
Obviously, some Werther's originals. All right, you did not grow the puffy orange circus peanuts. Werther's originals, though.
Not. Hell yeah.
What about candy corn? Any candy corn up in there?
Sure, they grabbed some candy corn, just a few bags, because they couldn't help it. It was part of the pallet they moved. Because nobody likes candy corn either. They're slightly more popular than the puffy orange circus peanuts.
I think candy corn.
I love candy corn. I think Egon also likes candy corn.
All right, so I'm going to offer Val for her reward for this downtime is anybody on the team she doesn't have influence over. If they like delicious candy, you can take influence over them if they're okay with that.
Everybody likes candy to some degree. It's just a matter of what candy. So yeah.
I think, yeah. I mean, since Cal got brought along, I think it would make sense for Val to have influence over him.
Can I negate the influence by being a little sad that Jatat wasn't tagged in on this mission though? he wasn't invited on the candy run.
We're gonna go ahead and say that happened roughly the same time you two were doing your training thing.
Okay,
so you were in the
all
danger room and occupied.
All right. So then, yeah.
All right. So Ed, who is giving influence to Val for delicious candy?
Val can have influence on me.
Oh, candy, my candy.
Okay.
All right.
Okay,
Sounds like
so not that it means much, but that gives me influence over everybody, I think, but Jack. Does that sound right?
Jack. What are your feelings on candy?
On my sheet, you already have influence over me.
I probably forgot to mark it on mine at some point.
I know you started with it. I can't remember anything that would have taken it away.
Okay, I marked it, so we match.
Okay.
All right. You also now owe Daryl now owes you 1 favor
Nice.
because you got him lots of food supplies, and it wasn't something he had to requisition through General Mills. General Mills, on the other hand, is annoyed that you took the truck out without permission.
Oops.
General Mills is upset because we have more food.
Just give him a...
As soon as he gives me a nasty look and tries to dress me down, I'm just gonna pop one of those jelly beans in his mouth and tell him you're welcome. But I'll hold my hand over his mouth for a while just to make it awkward.
No. Every single time that you
can.
say something, you reach into his pocket and pull out a Werther's original. You doing a magician thing. Like he didn't have a Werther's original, but you make it look like you pulled it out of his pocket.
Oh, what's that behind your ear?
Just toss him a box of tricks and be like, silly rabbit, tricks are for kids.
You now have sugary cereal.
Isn't that Kellogg's one?
No, that's General Mills.
Is it? Okay.
General Mills. Yeah.
One truck ride for the price of 1 Werther's original. The black market's working already.
All right, so that was Val's downtime.
The funny thing about this is if you had roped in Jatat, he literally has a soldier move that's like, hey, can I take a truck?
Nice.
Whoops.
Before we move on to Cal's downtime, thank you for whoever donated the $30. We're now at $300 out of our $500 goal.
Yeah.
Let's go.
Cal, because you already went on a mission, I'm going to say you have smaller amounts of downtime.
Okay.
But also, if you want to gain influence because you also provide the candy, you can.
Oh, what just happened?
But for now, what would you like to do on a smaller scale with your downtime that doesn't involve an out-of-base excursion or trying to kill everybody?
Oh, I mean, I think that Cal would be doing some form of training because the last couple times we've gone out on missions, something bad has happened and it's usually been Cal's fault. So...
All right, so you get back from the candy run, you go to the training room, and you walk in there. Mr. Impervious is in there. Does anyone want to come along with you for this training bit?
So can I ask a question? We established that last time I blew up a truck, right?
Right.
Hmm.
Did
Well,
we
van.
the van? Did we establish how exactly I blew it up?
You were attempting to emulate powers. You emulated one of Cal's powers and exploded it.
Okay, then I think it would be most appropriate if I were in the training room as well
Yes.
All right.
for this.
For
Awesome.
sure.
So Mr. Impervious is like, awesome. So I need to run. I need to go get a change of clothes for the last training session. So you guys get started, and I'll be back. And you see he's in tattered clothes, and he's missing a chunk of his hair. And you probably
What
think
does
to
the
yourselves,
room
"What?"
look like?
The room has been cleaned up. Much like the
Okay.
holodeck on Star Trek, there's no signs of damage because the room resets when you're done using it.
Fair enough.
Mr. Impervious, however, is not reset when you're done using him.
No.
So he steps back to his quarters to get a change of clothes, and he turns on the training program's way out, and you watch as machine guns, lasers, buzzsaws, and battering rams come out, and the doors lock themselves. And now there's an op because no one turned off the safety. Mr. Impervious didn't think to turn off the safety parameters.
This is more than I was. I was just trying to. I was going to ask you, Cal, how do you deal with the singe marks on your hands from the blast? And you see, like, Egon holds up his hand, and like his entire palm is like blackened because he essentially has like now this permanent like black singe on his hand that he's tried scrubbing off. I kept trying to scrub it off, and it just won't come off. How do you deal with this?
I got newsflash for you, pal. Same thing. I don't.
Good. I thought that
And
was just me.
Mom helpfully chimes in. Have you tried aloe vera?
I'm just
Cal-
blinking.
Yeah, Cal takes a beat.
So, where would I find that, Mom?
In the supply closet on the second floor.
All right.
We've had that the whole time? Nobody told me. I've been walking around with singe marks on my hands for weeks.
It's in the medical supply section.
Well, thanks, Mom.
Meanwhile, all these lasers and buzzsaws and shit are like trying to attack us, and we're just sitting here having a casual conversation with Mom.
Yeah, and while you're doing that, like at this point they powered up and now they're starting to attack you. So roll to take a powerful blow as a bombardment of gunfire comes to two of you.
What is that?
Roll to take a powerful blow is plus conditions.
Oh, I hope
Plus
I roll low.
It's 5.
I didn't roll low.
All right,
Roll the-
Egon successfully dodges all the gunfire.
I got a 10.
All right, so on 10, Cal, you can choose one. You can remove yourself from the situation by fleeing, passing out, etc. Lose control of yourself or your powers in a terrible way, or take two options in the 7 to 9 list. Would you like to hear the options of the 7 to 9 list, or are you okay with one of the two options?
I've got them pulled up right here.
Okay. In this case, your opposition would also be the room because you are not competing with Egon.
Okay. I will... I'm deciding between lose control of yourself or your powers or give ground and struggle past the pain. I can't decide. I don't want the 10 plus thing to immediately just like ruin the whole training, but
Keep it going.
No, do it. It's like get shot in the shoulder and pass out and leave the kid in here alone.
oh no. Yeah, I'll do give ground and struggle past right now. I'll just mark 2 conditions.
Right, like, oh, I get to mark 2 conditions, eh?
Yeah. And the opposition gets an opportunity. So.
All right, so you dodge most of the gunfire, but as suggested, you do take a couple of slugs to the shoulder. So you're going to have the opportunity the opposition has. You're not going to have -1 on rolls to use your powers because one of your arms is not able to properly control the constructs and blasts you make. And you all, why don't you guys both roll to assess the situation really quick?
The one time I didn't want to roll high. It was very, very rude.
12 on the die.
All right.
I got a 7.
All right, so with a 7, Marty, you're going to take 1, and with a 12, you're going to take 2, Ursa. So between the two of you, get 3 questions from this situation. What here can I use to blank? What is the biggest threat? What here's the greatest danger? What is most vulnerable to me? How can we best end this quickly?
How could we best end this quickly?
So you know from previous training sessions, there are 2 ways to deactivate the training room. There is a security code on the keypad next to the entrance, which only Mr. Impervious knows. And there is an emergency shutoff switch on the far side of the room.
What were the first few?
No problem. It is what here can I use to blank? What is the biggest threat? What is the greatest danger? And what is most vulnerable to me?
Okay, what is the greatest danger?
You see the laser cannons, and you know that if the safety parameters are off, those lasers can probably maim you, whereas the bullets will just somewhat injure you. You could lose limbs from the laser.
Okay, what can I use? What can I use to what can I use to hack the system to override the shutdown code?
All right, so you have seen Mr. Impervious enter the shutdown code at the panel several times. So you might be able to remember if you try really hard. So what we do is, if you wanted to do that, you could roll to pierce the mask because it's plus mundane. Or just plus mundane because we don't want the options here. If you want to roll plus mundane, I would give you 2 rolls to try and guess the keypad entry, and you'd be looking for 10 or higher to guess the complete entry. But that's the best you can come up with. Is you could punch the numbers. You also think there is a small chance that if you just blast the panel, it might override the system as an emergency precaution, but you're not sure that'll work or make things worse. You think it might depend on what your die roll is.
Oh, gee. Okay. So I'm gonna turn to Cal, and I'm gonna ask. So Cal, we know that there's the shut-off switch on the other side of the room. Do you think you can transport over there and shut it off?
Oh yeah, I can do that.
You solved my obstacle course puzzle.
All right, I'll charge up burn. Here we go. Just don't get 2 conditions marked, because then I will maybe die. Oh, cool. That's a plus conditions, plus 3, so that's a 12. So I get, what do I get? I get 3. And then I'll use 1 to move and hit the shut-off switch.
Right, and with that, you teleport across the way, you hit the emergency shutoff, and the room shuts back down, and the doors unlock. And Mr. Impervious comes back in, like, are you guys done already?
What is this setting?
Oh, the safety parameters. I forgot we turned them off. I'm so sorry. I was supposed to re-enable them, but I was distracted because of this, and he just kind of waves at his hair.
Why just was walks by in the background like...
But yeah, once we I guess once we get that kind of taken care of, I spend the time with Egon, especially too, since he seems to share in some of my powers. We just take the time to kind of get more acclimated to what it is we can do as safely as possible without getting each other or ourselves hurt.
All right, so I'm going to give you 2 an option for this particular training. You can either grow closer to each other which would give you influence and clear condition or mark potential. Or you can adjust your labels based on your training.
I don't think I need to adjust my labels. And
And remember, even if you already have influence over each other, you can still mark the potential.
okay. So I think Egon has influence over me already. So that is up to you if we want to just make that mutual.
Yeah, that's fine. We can do that.
Okay. Sweet.
Can I
We will
say
do
that? Can I say that during this training session at some point, probably towards the beginning, Cal is like shooting off some energy blast because Egon's obviously never done this before. It was an accident, right? So Egon sort of tries to mimic the blast like alongside you as you're blasting, and accidentally activates an ability from another playbook, energy absorption. So your blast shoots out from your hand and kind of like does a U-turn.
Ooh.
And sort of like ends up being absorbed into my hand, where kind of both just look at each other for a second. I don't know what just happened, but that was kind of cool.
That was sick.
It just seems like the kind of thing that would happen. Egon would be trying to like get a hold, and like these things sort of popping in and out. But yeah, so I'm fine with that. Influence. Cal now has influence on me.
Sweet.
And you both get to mark potential.
Yeah, so I get.
Okay.
And I missed something earlier, I think. So I get. Does rolling high on take a powerful blow give?
No, when you roll high and take a powerful blow, you just get the bad stuff. You get the potential for succeeding on that, which means rolling low.
Oh, okay.
So Jatat, besides training with, Jatat, besides training with Jack, what do you do? Something other than training, obviously.
Right. Yeah. I rest, recover, from my training with Jack. I spend some time in the mess hall, of course, with Daryl, getting more catfish. I will definitely swing by the infirmary to check on not Val Mal, and see how she's doing. She doesn't seem to be super responsive. She's really out of it, but I just want to swing by and let her know. Maybe drop off like a plant, not a flower, because post-apocalypse. So I'll just find whatever green thing I can outside and put it there to let her know we were thinking about her.
Just really quick. Mal isn't it. That is Mal's preferred pronouns.
Correct. Sure,
and
correct.
You bring it a succulent because that's pretty much the only thing that would survive the nuclear apocalypse.
Thank you.
Bring in an aloe vera plant.
Aloe vera plant. Yep, and as you walk to the infirmary, you see that Egon and Cal are going through the supplies looking for aloe vera.
Is aloe vera the pink one or the orange one?
I think it's blue.
Oh no!
What if we just do all of them? Would that work?
It's the green one. You hear the nurse say.
So yeah, at this point, I'm just running around and trying to do a quick mental inventory of the team for the rest of the time, trying to make sure everybody's good and we're rested up, and check in and make sure we're all ready to go for the next mission. Morale checks is what we're doing. So Egon, man, how are things going for you? How was your training session productive?
I mean, when my powers did what I wanted them to do, yeah, it was. I guess we're making progress. I still feel kind of bad about blowing up the van, but
yeah, I could understand that. But we all survived. We all made it back. So don't let that van situation, weigh too heavily on your mind, man. And just remember, slow progress is better than no progress. You feel me? So just remember.
Can you talk to General Mills? He says that he's going to deduct my pay until I pay the van back. And that seems kind of
I will
harsh.
Absolutely try to put in a word for you. I can't promise anything, but I will definitely speak to him about that.
I'm also confused because he said my pay, and I didn't think we were getting paid. I don't know that he knows who I am.
I was about to make that. Wait, you guys are getting paid joke?
I was absolutely just going to not talk to General Mills about that. It's just like, we're not getting paid. What is he talking about? I don't know.
We'll
You're
pay
being
for
paid
the
in Ruben
trucking.
for it.
Yeah. Where's this deduction coming from?
There's
General
not even
Mills.
currency. It's the post-apocalypse.
General Mills had tried to make a joke, but it was just like delivered flat. So Egon thought he was being 100% serious.
Okay. So we go to check on Cal. Hey Cal, hey, man.
Oh, hey, what's up?
Just swinging through, man. You doing good? Everything going all right for you?
I think so. I'm, still working on getting things under control.
Mm-hmm. How's that
But-
going for you? Is it better than worse, or
Better, I think, actually.
Yeah. That's
Learning-
awesome.
I'm learning actually some new ways to make things happen. You wanna help me test something real quick?
You know what? Yeah, I got you, man. What's up? What you got?
So, just so we don't get caught up in like the mechanics of it all, I just want to like use this time to introduce another one of the new burn abilities I got. I would have like Jatat just like do one of his little energy blasts that he does, and I would use my boost ability to mechanically give them a +1 bonus to their roll. But in this instant, it makes the energy blast like larger and more impactful, I suppose.
Nice.
Are you doing this in the middle of the medical bay?
No,
I go to the training room.
no, of course not. Luck check.
No, yeah, because I'm making my rounds through the bunker, so I'm doing this wherever each individual I find is at the time. So
Cal spends
So the
a good
conversation
majority
starts
of
in the
his
medical
time.
bay,
Yeah.
and then Cal's like, "Hey, can I show you something?" He's like, "Yeah, sure. Let's go to a safe area for this."
So Val and Jack, maybe be wary of wherever I find you next.
So I think things are going well. I don't know.
Oh, okay, cool. Well, that's awesome. How fast can you do that? Like, if I fire off like a bunch of those at once, can you just like get all of them, or is it just like one like real good shot?
I think right now just one big one.
Okay, all right, cool. Just wanted to make sure I've got in context. All right, cool,
For
man.
sure.
That's dope. Well, all right, man. Well, I'm glad things are going well for you. Let me know if I can do anything for you, man. I'm here for you. All right.
I appreciate that. I
Take it easy.
think in this moment, with Jatat coming and actually like checking in with Cal, I'm gonna give Jatat influence back over me again.
Hey, I got influence on Hardlight again. My favorite gun, or one of my favorite guns in Destiny.
And I'll go ahead and say this because I feel like Jatat's going to Valerie next.
It's exactly where I was going.
As you're looking for Valerie, you do see a line of people walking away with candy. And you see one person like with a Reese's bar, another one with a Kit Kat. You see someone who seems disappointed they acquired a Mounds bar, because who would want a Mounds bar?
Ew, disgusting.
Hey, sometimes you feel like a nut.
Sometimes you don't.
Sometimes you don't.
Phrasing, please.
Look,
Coconuts aren't even real nut.
Almond Joy's got nut.
Yeah,
Mounds don't.
yeah, exactly. Like coconut and chocolate, they don't go well together. Why? Like this person's just ranting about the Mounds bar, but that was all that apparently all they had left before they had to restock. So he got stuck with the Mounds bar.
Well, all
And
right.
as you turn the corner, you find Mal, who looks like she's counting some sort of currency. You're not sure what's being used as currency, but she's counting something. It looks
Hey,
like she's given in exchange for.
Val, what in the like? So I remember you guys coming back with the candy, but like, what's going on here? Or do you mind me asking? Like, is it what you got? Are you doing good?
I'll
Look like you're
tell
doing
you all
good.
about it. I'll tell you all about it. It's supply and demand,
Okay.
and a little bit of distribution. Sorry. Yeah.
I'm gonna sneeze again. Oh god.
And I'm the type of person that I would hate to have all this wonderful sugar and not share it with everyone.
Oh, okay.
But I really couldn't think of a fair way to do that.
Okay.
And so see, at first I thought maybe I should just give everybody like divide it up like by how many people are on base and all that, but then I realized that people are chaotic and they'll eat all their candy at once, and that's not an adequate way of like conserving and distributing our resources. So then I got this idea that it's need based. How badly do they need this candy? And so then we had to assign a value, and and then I did, and look what I got. That's when they want more candy, they'll go get, they'll trade for it, and that makes sure that they don't like eat all the candy at once.
Okay.
They.
So I know you got a lot. Like, what are you doing? Like, as far as like your supply? Because I get that you got a supply that you're giving out to everybody else. But like, where are you getting yours candy from?
I gotta be honest. Like, I like sugar, but like, I don't consume like a whole bag of jelly beans very fast. I just like to have it around. So I'm one of those people that I try to ration myself. So I've always got a jelly bean when I want that little rush of sugar. So, I've got my bag that I took as payment for my services, back in my room. And then I have an extra bag to use as little terror bombs whenever I feel like it, because that was a lot of fun. I'll keep that up for a while.
Okay.
Battle's now like Gambit with jelly beans.
I mean, if we can find anything else small that has dual purpose, like you could eat it and you can use it as a bomb, I'll switch. But until then, this has worked out really well for me.
Okay. Well,
but so the question to Tot is, what kind of candy do you like?
I don't know. I've not had much candy or much sugar in my life. So all lean protein and and veggies. I'm kind of focused on my health, So I tried to keep sugar out of my diet as best I could. So I'm not really well versed in what candies might be my favorite. What do you recommend?
You know what I'm going to share with you? And this is not my favorite, but I just have this feeling that this might be something that you like. We'll see. I could be completely wrong. And out of my pocket, I don't know, it's a really big pocket. It must be a big pocket. Okay, well, from some mysterious place, I pull out a container of Peeps. And so I pull one out and I hold it out to him and I'm like, try this. And just tell me what you think.
50-year-old Peeps.
Jihad's probably never seen a normal chicken because he grew up in this bunker.
Wait. No, it's even worse because Jihad, somehow this 50-year-old Peep has been perfectly preserved. And he has never seen anything so adorable in his life. He's like, "You want me to eat this? This is no." And he just he's immediately
just eat the first
attached to them. No, and absolutely not. And he takes them and he's like cradling them and he's petting at them. They're like, "These are adorable. Do you have any more?" He's gonna start a Peep collection now. Do you have any more?
So I'll give you the whole like container, because honestly, like,
it's like one of those.
You can do what you want with your Peep. It's fine.
Can you give them to him in an Easter basket with like the plastic grass, so he can make like a nest for them?
I'm gonna have Peeps just placed everywhere around my room like little troll dolls now.
You got one of those like big like 6-pack boxes of Peeps with the giant plushie in them too.
That's perfect.
It never. But you're telling me this is made of candy? So something that looks sweet actually is sweet. That's adorable. This is amazing.
Yeah. You can squeeze them too. They're like little marshmallows.
He gives like the tiniest of squeezes to feel how squishy they are, but then like not enough to like damage it. Just
when you squeeze it, Val's gonna make a little noise every time just for the fun.
This is such.
I'm not going to make you roll this situation. These marshmallows are incredibly stale because they are.
Oh no! It crumbled a little. Oh, okay, no.
Everything's fine.
Okay, all right. Well, but still, these are precious. Thank you. I'm gonna take these. But I'm glad to see you're doing well. And you carry on doing what you're doing. Let me know if you need
Yeah.
anything. And I just
I was gonna reach up and like pet your head as you walk away because that was the cute. That's like the only thing cuter than the peeps was the fact that Jatat just fell in love with the peep. Awesome.
I love
And
it.
now Val's like secondary goal is to create fresh peeps because like if only just like a few bags of them just to like keep Jatat in her favor. Or vice versa, I forget.
Not
And-
marshmallows Jatat could actually eat, but no, you're gonna get the trouble of crafting them to be chicken shaped.
Yeah. Well,
And-
oh my god. I wish I had there's like a little meme where so there's peeps, right? But then you can also make like little bunny shapes. And if you make when they're made fresh, they like wiggle. You know, you can wiggle. Anyway, there's a whole world has been unlocked since we now know that Jatat likes cute things.
As Jatat walks away, Egon walks up, sort of scratching his arm a little bit, and he's like, "So I ate all the cotton candy, or I ate all the candy corn. Do you have any other holiday shaped candies? Like maybe peeps? You got peeps? Peeps?
No, absolutely. I just charged up an energy blast. Like, stay away.
I'm still working on boost.
You go talk to Val now. So, as I'm guarding my peeps and trying to get them to my room safely, I come across Jack. I don't even waste time like trying to ask Jack how he's doing. Like, I see him, I make sure he sees me, and I give him one of those. I go past him, I give him a high five, but we do because we've bonded at this point, right? So I give him that high five where like you go by and you high five and you come back around and you give him a low five. It's like, what's up, Jack? And I just keep right on moving and take my peeps to my room. Find a nice spot for them.
That's great.
So I'm going to say because you already got influence over a couple people from that, I'm going to go ahead and just say because you were the team leader, you were doing leadership things. I'm going to add one to the team pool.
Hey,
Nice.
Awesome.
You also acquired peeps.
I didn't quite. I've got my peeps from my peeps.
Yeah.
Hey,
Boo.
I'm gonna name each one of them after you.
All right, and finally, Egon, what do you do with your downtime besides that one training session with Cal?
Okay, so I think the beginning of this, Egon is still struggling with. I mean, throughout this entire downtime, Egon's sort of struggling with sort of this residual guilt. I think at the beginning, before the training session with Cal, he probably spent some time. He spent some time in his sanctuary in the library, sort of just trying to see if he can find some answers to literally anything about what might be going on with his body. I'm sure he encounters some random book from like the 1950s about puberty and how it's the devil and how he's going to be absolutely ruined for life just for existing and having negative thoughts about anything. So as he's sort of looking for these answers, I think he's probably going to talk to what do we say, the Prometheus?
Prometheus.
Yeah, so I think he's going to have a conversation with Prometheus, just sort of trying to either distract himself from sort of these negative thoughts that he's having about himself and sort of this, because he just made things worse, right? The entire last session, all he did was run off on his own, doing his own thing, and then he blew up the van, and we all had to then, get in a golf cart to go to the nearby, to go to Reno in order to get a proper vehicle to go back to base. So like he's inconveniencing the team, and I think he's just going to ask Prometheus. He's going to say, Prometheus, what?
Just one moment, and you see like he's directing his thoughts. Like he looks busy and thought like General Mills has me looking all over the base because apparently there's some sort of contraband going around, and I have 10 of me right now trying to figure out where. Let me just close those down really quick, and he like you watch his eyes roll back for a second, and he's like, okay, you now have my undivided attention.
Well, that's rare.
As he's sort of centering, you see Egon like puts the candy corn like in his pocket, like as he's just sort of like contraband. That's weird. I feel like it feels like I'm just being a huge bother to the team, and I feel like had I not been there, the mission would have gone a whole lot more smoothly. And I feel like I'm just weighing everyone down. What am I supposed to do with all this? I'm an adult, but like I'm still just a kid. Like what am I supposed to do? Like what do people do about this, Prometheus?
Well, it's important to remember you're still learning and adapting to your powers, and that's going to come with some growing pains. You might recall you were unthawed a little bit later than the others. During the training sessions, there was a point where Cal lost control of his powers and almost injured one of the teammates during the training sessions. I think General Mills may have just been premature in putting you in the field before your training was more thoroughly complete. So these accidents will happen, but I think with time they'll happen less.
Okay. I mean, you sort of are. I mean, you're like the closest thing we have to God. So I think I'm just gonna have to take your word for it.
Let me tell you another story. When I first developed my power, I could not control it, and so I was in 20 places in the space at once, and I couldn't figure out how to move my copies around, and I was in invasive places that made people very uncomfortable, like the bathroom.
Oh no.
Is that why that sign's there?
Yes, there's a sign saying that I'm not allowed to go into the bathroom except for my physical form, yes.
Okay.
Yeah, there's a sign showing everyone, if you see Prometheus, he's actually going to the bathroom.
Okay.
Yeah, there's a learning curve for these powers. I overextended myself one time. General Mills wanted me to comb a very large area looking for supplies. I made 100 projections of myself, and I collapsed unconscious. I was not ready to do that yet, and I thought I was. He thought I was. I wasn't. It's important to recognize your limits and slowly build towards them, and realize that you may overexert yourself, and there's no telling what will happen. This is uncharted territory. Humans before this point in history didn't have the kind of power you and I wield. So we are in a new frontier of human evolution.
Okay.
No pressure.
So you could say you had 99 copies, but Prometheus was still one.
Yes.
Okay. Okay. Yeah, slow clap. Thanks. Okay. I guess I should probably focus on trying to get a hold of these powers and what they might be able to do. I guess I gotta take care of this weird scorch mark on my hand first. So maybe I'll talk to Cal, see how he manages it.
Yes. Apparently this happened before you talked to Cal, so I can't make a joke about aloe vera.
Oh, you you could, and I just forget. I just spaced it out altogether.
All right, so what I'm going to give you for this nice conversation you had with Prometheus and your research, you are going to be able to grow into your image of yourself if you want. If you want, you can move your labels around. Alternatively, you can just take one potential because you've learned to control your powers better.
I think I want to take the one potential.
All right.
So I'll do that. Bring me to 4. And then the training session with Cal, I think, goes down. All that good stuff happens. Jatat checks in on me. I become addicted to sugar and walk up to Val asking about peeps. Jatat then yells at me for seemingly no reason. And then I think the only other thing that I'd like to note in the downtime is while Prometheus did say all of these deep and meaningful things, because I am still a teenager and a little shit, I think part of me did, in what Prometheus said, sort of read the subtext as this is General Mills' fault. So I'm as like I walk by him on the base, I'm still going to be like, you know, hello sir, and answering his questions, but like with a little bit of disdain, sort of like sort of I don't want to say completely rejecting authority, but definitely with a little bit of a sour taste in my mouth interacting with him, at least for a little while.
Definitely not because you have Sour Patch Kids.
Definitely not because of Sour Patch Kids.
Callum's
Every time you
favorite
see him,
candy is
he's
Sour
looking
Patch
at these
Kids.
like where the visuals, like where do these things keep coming from? I just keep finding them strewn around my office. It's like what was that? He's trying to think. Like my mom told me about this thing we used to do when we were kids before the bombs dropped. Easter Bunny, yes, it's like the Easter Bunny is coming, hidden Werther's Originals around my office.
I'm just imagining that like every time Val walks by him, she just like slips one into his pocket.
Oh yeah, and if he leaves that jacket, like if he leaves like his jacket or anything like that in place, it's always gonna have candy. It's gonna be like the magical endless pockets. He's gonna just keep finding candy, until we have to go on another candy run, and then that's my apology for taking the truck again.
So as you all
Some
wrap
people
up your
grease palms, we just
sticky
we slip some
palms.
candy.
So as you all wrap up your individual downtime, the next morning, as you finish breakfast, Mom goes, "Jata and your team, please report to the Situation Room after breakfast."
What was for breakfast?
Jelly beans.
Nope, Fruity Pebbles and other General Mills cereal products with fresh milk from the Brahmin that you guys keep on base. And in case any of you don't know, a Brahmin is a mutated two-headed cow. The milk tastes a little sour.
Does it have lactose? Does it have lactose in it?
You know what? It is genetically mutated to have super lactose. It is actually extra lactosey.
It's extra lactose.
Extra lactose.
Wait a
That
second.
sounds absolutely
That-
horrendous.
So have any of us evolved or mutated enough to deal with the extra lactose? Because if not,
You
this
all,
is
yes,
scary.
because you have superhuman immune systems.
Okay.
But everyone else in the base kind of like they like drink the milk, but they grimace. And you like some people are particularly lactose intolerant to it, so like there's gassiness. But you five are fine.
How are we having issues finding sugar if the cow is producing super lactose?
Because you don't have the technology to refine sugar from it.
We have the technology to make death rooms that reset themselves, but
not
to
refining
extract
super
lactose.
lactose.
Excuse me, Egon. This is the United States of America. We spend 99% of our money on weapons and 1% on everything else.
Oh, he's got
This
you there.
logic
You.
track.
That is a low ball number. We spend about 120% of our money on military.
Meanwhile, Val's just trying to convince everybody that these candies are weapons, and they deserve their piece of our budget.
And by the way, all those useless peppermints, the ones that nobody wants to eat, that's becoming the new currency on base for things, is people just trading the candy nobody wants to eat. Like, oh, yeah, here's some stale mints. The 5 stale mints is in exchange for a Reese's.
Oh,
And Val accepts it because she's gonna grind that shit up, and it's gonna be our next our seasonal drinks, peppermint coffee, peppermint.
hell
you
yeah.
know. Yeah,
Oh,
we're gonna
God.
reuse that shit.
You're gonna start selling
industrious.
chocolate mint stuff, aren't you?
Mm-hmm.
Ugh.
So, like-
When that occurs, you and Jatat become enemies.
So like those really really chalky mints are like the 1 cent piece, and then like the standard peppermints are like your 5 cent piece, and then like for like the people who really stocking them up, they have like Altoids, right? And they're like, this is worth like 100 of those chalk mints.
Yeah, those are the power bombs. Like the Altoids are actually gonna be, like scent diffusers for like medical equipment. Sometimes medical stuff just smells so bad, so we use the Altoids, and they're like strong scent. People are either gonna love or hate mint by the time we're done with this. It's pretty for real though. Like, what can't you get mint scented?
Plus side, natural insecticide, so there's always that.
True.
Yeah.
Are there many insects left? I guess cockroaches, probably.
Cockroaches
there might
you
be
don't
danger.
want to encounter.
There may be danger mosquitoes or something now. They may be like, 5
Super
inches
sized.
wide. And
Fire ants that breathe actual fire.
Yep. You've heard tales of grasshoppers the size of minivans.
I really
Cockroaches like
the
those
name
guys
Danger
from,
Mosquitoes.
Yeah, the Men in Black cockroaches.
Yeah, the Men in Black cockroaches. You like open a panel, they're just sitting there going. They just sitting there smoking cigars, going, "Hey, you want in?" You're like, "Nope, thank you."
Those guys. I pictured the big bug.
Oh, the big bug.
Oh
No,
yeah.
Let's keep it to the little ones. That's much safer.
Anyway, so General Mills calls you all to the Situation Room. Does anybody do anything before the Situation Room besides eat their cereal?
No.
Jatat's gonna go make sure that the safety is turned back on inside of the danger room before anybody else gets killed on his way to the Situation Room.
Day.
Just to be safe. Just now that I know, like, because I didn't own up to it, but I know that somebody else went in there behind us and almost got hurt. So I'm just gonna go and then head on over to the Situation Room.
I think you waited a full day. I was like, the next day, and you're like, let me just make sure that's still on.
Cal
I
walks
didn't
by.
want anybody. You don't go back
maybe.
during the same time, then it's obvious that you were involved. But now it's been a whole day, everybody's kind of forgotten about it, and you just kind of, hey.
Cal walks by on his way to the Situation Room and sees you doing that and goes, "Hey, be careful going in there. Somebody like set the danger settings like all the way up to the max."
Yeah,
And
that's
it's
so
really
weird.
bad in there right now.
I saw that when I was walking by, so I was just trying to make sure that's turned back off. So yeah,
All right, sweet.
thanks.
Yeah, I don't know who would do that. That's crazy.
Can I detour to like steal some peeps from Jatat's room while he's doing that?
Start a war.
Oh my god.
I mean,
So
I'll give you some candy corn. Damn.
I will say this, based on the layout from last session, the barracks are one direction from the cafeteria. The rest of the base is the other direction. So if you want to walk off, it will be super conspicuous.
Am I that? Yeah, no, it's fine. Fine, keep your peeps.
All right, then. Keep your
All right, and you confirm Mr. Impervious did set the safety code back to the base level where it's shooting like the skeet shooting discs and all the other obstacles are like plastic coated to protect you. It's shooting like rubber bullets, all that good stuff.
Cool. All right, then I head on straight on over to the Situation Room.
I'm glad you could all make it. Thank you for coming. We've learned through a recent intelligence report that a local warlord of sorts has learned how to train the Yao Guai to be obedient, and we're hoping we can negotiate their ability to train some Yao Guai for us so we can use them to protect the base. Do you think you could escort? Do you think you'd handle this diplomatic mission for me?
Yes, absolutely, sir. I believe our team is capable of handling anything.
Excellent. So he's, as my understanding, he's running out of a food warehouse on the other side of San Diego. His name is, he looks at his notes, Zoltan the Adequate.
Cal just audibly goes, fuck.
I'm so glad I stopped to grab my jelly beans because.
Okay, so I like there's that pressure in the air of like somebody else tensing up behind us. So I kind of. No, all right. That sounds terrific, General. Do you have any additional information or any specifics about this? What was the name again? Who the Adequate?
Zoltan the Adequate.
Zoltan the Adequate. Do you have any additional information on him, or maybe his personality type, or how best to approach this situation?
All right. So he and his followers aren't what we would call human, and he pulls out an intelligence file, and you see these hulking green things. We call them super mutants. So they're similar to the ghouls you encountered when you went to Reno, except they maintained their intelligence, and instead of becoming, like, for lack of a better word, zombies, they became big hulking monstrosities. They are still capable of speech and being reasoned with, so they're not like the ghouls where you just are dealing with a feral creature. But they are very aggressive. They are very militarized. Their compound, they've accumulated lots of weapons. The reason I'm sending your team is if things go south, you are best able to defend yourselves. I'm worried about sending one of my civilian negotiators because I don't know if Zoltan will negotiate with us peacefully.
Okay. One last question. What is it about Zoltan that makes him so adequate?
Apparently, amongst the super mutants, he was the only person who was actually capable of getting any of the others to follow orders in the slightest. He's not a great leader, but apparently he is an adequate one.
Okay. All right. Understood, sir. Well.
And I will send Prometheus with you on this mission, his projection. So if any requests Zoltan has, You can confer with Prometheus whether or not it's possible, and he'll communicate with me.
Wonderful. So
So-
we have a direct line to be able to authorize our negotiations.
Yes.
So before we head out, Val's gonna just kind of meander over to Jatat and pull on his sleeve, trying to be all discreet. And she's gonna be like, "Hey, I have some mission critical information."
All right. One moment, General. Got to step over into a corner. What's up? What's up, Val?
We stole all the candy from that guy.
Wait, what?
We stole all their candy. I mean, probably not all the candy, but as much as we could load on the truck. So we went to negotiate. He wasn't into it, and so I threw
I
jelly beans
don't
at
think
him,
we were
little
into it.
fear bombs, and then we ran off with their stuff. As much as we
That's
could in the
right.
truck.
I don't think he was not into negotiating. I think we were just not into negotiating because we saw candy and we were like, "Ooh, candy!"
Okay. All right. So let me ask a couple questions about this previous encounter you had with Zoltan here. Were you in uniform? Like, was there anything about what you like when you approached him? Would he recognize us as a unit, or Aegis as a unit, or as an organization from your previous encounter? You didn't happen to have any type of paraphernalia or symbols or badges or anything like that would identify you as a member of Aegis at that point, would you?
Probably
you were
not, because I really don't like my uniform, so I don't think I would have worn it unless somebody made
I mean,
me.
this sounds like a thing where you guys sneaked out of the base, not like you were driving around with a big van with our logo on the side of it, right?
Well, the van, I mean, do we have vans that don't have our logo on it?
Oh no, did you guys take one of the vehicles?
They have a
I don't
rocket
know
launcher.
about
They
that.
didn't use it, but they have a rocket launcher, so that's important to know. And sledgehammers.
Oh no, okay.
So we might be able to recover it if we have something really cool to trade, but I just don't know what they want. We didn't quite get that far. It just
All right.
their attitude was not conductive to an equal exchange.
Okay.
Again,
All
I
right.
cannot stress enough how much of that was completely our fault.
I know. But it's all perception. We're gonna go.
That's true. They don't need. Boss doesn't need to know that.
Okay. All right.
Well, I mean,
I think we can still work with this.
I'm gonna
I'll
say
need
that
to
is
get some more.
definitely an Aegis truck.
Yeah, I think we should probably, we'll take our truck as far as we can before we get into sight of them. I don't want to tip them off that you're coming back, but at the same time, I think if you can give me some more details on exactly how you guys' previous encounter with, I think I've got an idea on what we can maybe work something out here. Hopefully, this doesn't go immediately to hell, but at least we'll give ourselves a chance to not have to fight and claw our way out of this.
so above game, I think I didn't pay attention well enough. What are we getting from them? What is our goal?
Right. So, in addition to the access to the supplies that they have hoarded in that warehouse, they seem to have developed the skills to train and domesticate Yaoguai. So, General Mills is looking to train the Yaoguai to help protect the outside of the base because that area is heavily irradiated, and there's only the 6 of you and 3 other people who can be out there for an extended period of time.
So I guess we can't kill them then, right? That sounds very.
You get the impression that you would lose the access to the knowledge of how to train the Yaoguai.
Yeah, I know. Okay.
So
I was gonna say that you could pretend that we were prisoners and trade us over, and then I can unleash my jelly beans and we can blow everything up. But that would also not give us the resources and not give us the training. So yeah.
Mal is the delinquent, right?
Correct.
Okay. If I were to say, I don't know, use illusions on the van, how long would I be able to hold that? It would depend on my role, right?
It would. If you got a 10 or higher, you'd be able to just be like, yep, I illusionarily superimpose something else over the van, and it just sticks for a while because it's a minor illusion. If you get 7 to 9, you're either taking condition or it's going to be temporary.
Okay. Then I want to... I'm assuming that I overhear because as quiet as Val's gonna be, like she's not gonna be quiet.
Yeah, I was trying to be quiet for us, so that the big guy wouldn't hear us, not necessarily so you guys wouldn't hear anything.
Yeah. So I'm gonna say so I think I might have a way for us to get the van through Chatot.
All right. So what you got?
I seem to be able to use a whole host of different powers. I might be able to create some sort of illusion around the van that will allow us to drive the van all the way through. We can change the logo on the outside. I don't know, maybe give it a spoiler, some fins. I don't know, something, right? So that it's a little bit less obvious. And if worse comes to worst, we could always just take a can of paint and like paint over the Aegis logo. Maybe like we put an S in front of it. It'll be like Sagus, and then they'll be like, "Oh, hey, it's a totally different place, right?" We're not really sure how intelligent these folks are, so we might be able to sort of pull one over that way. Maybe draw like a pencil mustache on the Aegis logo or something.
Okay, all right. I like where your mind's at with this. We'll continue to workshop that around as we kind of approach, and we'll come up to our final design details on that. But yeah, I like it. I like it a lot. I think the biggest thing right now is to try and get into contact with Zoltan without issue. Like I want to at least try to enter into peaceful negotiations first. I understand we're headed into a dangerous situation with someone who is already proven to be dangerous. Thank you, Cal and Val for that information. But yeah, we want to at least attempt to enter into this peacefully, try and negotiate to a reasonable treaty, and then exit safely. That is the step or goal number 1. Goal number 2 is stay alive, everybody. And so if that means that goal number 1 becomes compromised, goal number 2 is immediately the next one up. And at that point, you all know how we get down. He looks dead at Jack when he says it.
So with this point, we are going to take a short break before the team embarks on the actual mission. So 5-10 minutes or so for everyone to refill their drinks, take nature's call, as it were. But everyone in the audience, stick around. We will keep the stream running just in be right back mode.
Commercial break.
All right, welcome back to the Mass Aftermath stream by Bard Rock Cafe and friends. Before the break, we saw the team was given a mission to negotiate with a group of students led by Zoltan the Adequate to get the supplies Zoltan is hoarding and also the trained Yao Guai that he has trained. There is a snafu. Val and Cal recently crossed blades with Zoltan the Adequate, and some of his goons might recognize them and or the Aegis logo. So they were negotiating what to do about that when they returned. I do want to remind the group that they do have access to a single non-Aegis vehicle that they took from Reno at the end of the last mission if they want to use it.
That's definitely going to have to be a thing.
I was gonna say, I feel like it would have made more sense for Val and I to use that for the candy run, but Snack Squad, not known for.
Daryl wanted more supplies.
Yeah,
but
it was an official mission.
But right now we're going as ambassadors of Aegis, aren't we?
Yes.
Well, you don't have like a schedule on his docket, so like you don't have to show up in an Aegis vehicle. It's not like you're on his itinerary.
Right, but if we show up, he's going to ask us who we're with, presumably.
This is true.
That's where we're going to make sure everybody's in uniform. Everybody get in uniform.
I'll say that's why we're all in our Class A's.
Yeah. And then let's make sure ID badges or your licenses. Everybody bring those along. Let's just make sure that we look as official as possible. Cal and Val, you two stay as hidden as possible. Wait, did Egon go with you guys too? Was he there? No? All right, Egon, so you're up front with me. Jack, I need you to be there, but maybe not so up front. You're a little intimidating, get a little intense sometimes, but maybe right behind, kind of like bodyguard presence type situation. Is everybody good with that?
I mean, I don't mind staying near the truck if we actually
No.
drive the truck up there, I could stay in the truck. I mean,
No.
I can throw my jelly beans from anywhere.
I just,
Mm-hmm.
I given our propensity for diplomacy, I would like everybody to be close just in case. So maybe like right behind Jack. He's big. You can maybe just. Is that
Yeah, I
is that
mean
okay?
that sounds better. That way, if they actually use the rocket launcher on the truck, like I won't be in it when it explodes. So there are definitely pros and cons and
Yeah,
Yeah.
can you imagine being
yeah,
near a
I'll hide
vehicle
behind
when it
Jack.
explodes? Not me.
Yeah. God, who would even?
You know what? A matter of fact, as I'm thinking this over, I've got an idea. What
Maybe we
if
should leave the truck around the side.
Val, do you think maybe you could use your powers to make Jack more intimidating and let him like lead off our negotiations real strong from that point?
Oh yeah, he's gonna be terrifying to at least someone.
All right.
Do we have access on base to like hair and makeup kit, like a disguise kit?
Yeah, sure. That seems like something that would be in the military surplus, like for espionage stuff.
Okay, then I think Egon is going to walk up and say, "Okay, I have the perfect way to hide Cal and Val. I'm going to go to the supply cabinet. I'm going to go get the disguise kit or whatever. I'm going
Don't
to come
forget the
out.
aloe vera.
I'm going to go
Oh, yes,
back and
very
get the
important.
aloe vera. I'm then going to walk back out. I'm going to have to turn around and go get a second bottle, realizing that I need one and Cal needs one. Then I'm going to come out and I'm going to say, okay, we'll go ahead and we'll disguise you guys in the right, you folks on the right over. So on the right over, Egon is going to have one of those idiot's guide to face painting, but it's going to be like clown face painting, and he's going to be trying to adapt it to disguise Cal and Val enough that it's not super obvious who they are on the right over.
Oh, Val is absolutely gonna duck face and like help you out as much as possible. It's gonna be awful and wonderful all at the same time.
Cal,
It's gonna be
for the
one of those
record,
things where like
hates
it's gonna be one of
this.
those things where I'm starting to put on the makeup on Cal, and then you're looking and you're like, what the hell are you doing? That's a lip pencil, and you're using it on his eyes. Can you stop that right now?
So the end result is that Cal looks significantly better, and I look. And I'm pretty sure I'm gonna look like one of those delinquents that they're pretty sure they're, Mad Max gonna get
love
get
it.
jumped by these weirdos.
You know what Mad Max didn't have enough of? Post-apocalyptic clowns.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
right.
Is this happening like on the ride there or before we leave?
No, on the
Justin,
ride
we need to
there.
ban something really quick.
Okay.
That's a very nasty little spam bot.
Oh,
Oh yeah. I think Jack's gonna kind of talk to Egon a little bit while he's doing this. Like, hey, so you took Cal's power, right? You can just kind of do that.
It seems like I can kind of borrow from a few different places. I was also working with Cal, and somehow I absorbed his blast instead of making one of my own, and I'm not entirely sure that I have a good handle on it.
Why didn't you take Mal's power and just illusion them?
Honestly, I was kind of afraid that I would try to illusion them and accidentally blow them up. So
That's, you know what? Cool. And Jack like pats his hand on Egon's shoulder, like, yeah, nope, good call. Never mind.
I mean, I tried to save everyone and accidentally blew up the van. So I don't really have a good track record right now with these things. So
Yeah, you
Yeah.
It did happen.
Never mind.
It did happen.
We'll work on it.
Right. Egon, roll me plus mundane and give yourself a -1 if you're trying to apply makeup while on a moving vehicle.
God, no.
Afraid that might happen.
So I have 12 -1, so 11.
All right, so an 11, you did a remarkably good job considering you had no previous experience with this or using a dummy's guide to clown makeup on a moving car. They both look remarkably well disguised.
You guys check out the scar I put on Val's face. It looks badass, right?
Yo.
Yeah, it looks awesome.
Snack Squad in disguise. Yeah.
So, do you have any other preparations while you're en route to the warehouse?
I got nothing.
I think our current plan of just let's walk in and scare them all of us immediately is probably going to be our best bet at this point. Because if they're terrified of Jack and he's big and powerful, maybe they don't want to actually fight us and just hope that they'll give us whatever it is that we want and then we leave. And then if not, again, plan number 2, stay alive. Stay alive.
Question for Val
Yeah.
and Cal. At any point did you communicate to Jutat or anyone else the fact these super mutants are comparably big and strong to Jack?
I mean, no.
I'm
I mentioned they
scared
had sledgehammers, and we know that they're like super.
I was gonna say, I mean,
So-
Cal didn't really clock how strong they seemed to be because he didn't get up in the mix with them, and he wasn't really all that scared of him.
Right. Just want to double check for everyone's informational purposes.
I mean, that was
Val's like depending on the fact that it doesn't really matter if Jack is like gigantic or not. It mattered because she would use her power the same way even if it was on Egon. So it just their size doesn't really register as a problem to her right now.
You heard it here first, folks.
Size doesn't matter.
Size ain't nothing but a number.
All right, so you guys pull up. I assume you're pulling up the van to somewhere around the corner from the warehouse and then walking the rest of the way?
Yeah, I would say so.
Yes.
Prometheus, maybe?
Prometheus is sending a projection because he doesn't want to get shot.
Oh, projection still. My bad. I
So
forget.
not Jack, but only because we want him to look all important and whatnot, right? So I feel like I would drive that way. Egon can take care of the makeup for Cal and Val, but I'd want Jack to be looking. I want to get out and like have the door opened up for Jack. So I guess I'd drive in that case and chauffeur the crew.
Awesome. I could make you roll to drive the van, but that seems like really petty even for me. So, so instead, you guys successfully drive down there. You park the van at a parking lot near the warehouse, but out of sight. You walk there. Val and Cal, you recognize the security is much tighter this time. There are now visible super mutant patrols on the outside.
Yeah, their security was much less robust last time we were here.
Yep, you clock about 6 super mutants patrolling the outer yard of the warehouse. The one with the grenade launcher again, 2 with assault rifles, and 3 with sledgehammers.
I'm gonna make sure that my jelly beans are like firmly in my like.
Why did you?
I don't know where a pocket would be. I'm not sure. Like we're gonna
She's using
pretend I'm
them
like
as
a
weapon.
kangaroo, and I got a pouch someplace that holds this, like a fanny pack that holds just candy. I don't know. But I'm gonna make sure it's not just like sticking out where they can see it.
All right. That's probably not the best way to start this off, but it's a way. All right, let's just make sure we stick to the plan as best we can. All right, everybody? And team, let's go. Okay.
Next
Okay,
one.
so you approach the gate. The gate is shut, and there is a padlock on it, preventing it from being opened normally. Do you knock on the gate? Do you fumble with the lock? Do you jump the gate?
No, go ahead.
No, I realized I had a really important question that should have been asked well before this. What about all the conditions we gained during our training montages?
It's only been a day, so
Okay, all right, so cool.
Oh no. Oh
Oh,
no.
so we
Incidentally,
have all those
the
still?
candy robbery occurred yesterday.
Woo! Alrighty, yeah. This is
That's why security's so tight. They literally got robbed yesterday.
all right, yeah. Okay, so then yeah, let's
I am so out. I, Justin, have taken the condition guilty for this.
Uh-oh.
Okay.
Because
I, Marty, have taken afraid.
because Jack got 0 conditions out of that and still lost, and you took all of them.
This is
Anyway,
I will
anyway,
say,
to
I will
answer your
say this.
question-
Sorry,
No, go ahead.
I was going to say I was going to go into team mechanics because I will say even though this is hopefully peaceful, I'm going to give you the battle against a dangerous foe thing now. So I'm going to add 2 to your team pool.
Okay, cool.
And yeah, so like we're going to resolve that. And then does Jata have influence over everybody?
yes.
All right, everyone has you all have the same purpose, so you're going to get that. Does anybody mistrust the leader of the team?
No.
No.
Would you say you're ill prepared or
No.
off balance?
No, we're pretty decisively prepared considering we had 2
We're-
people
Well,
infiltrate
I mean-
yesterday.
We're
All right.
probably like arrogantly prepared, arrogantly prepared for this.
Right?
Yeah.
I mean, so Val is like absolutely prepared to go. However, I did want to ask Jatat, like, kind of like under her breath, did we bring like a good faith gift or anything, or are we just coming empty-handed to talk to people?
Oh shit. Should we have brought one of those?
I know none of us thought of this. I'm like, damn it, yeah, we should have brought something like
We bring the promise
think-
of
that
trade.
feels like a social
Did-
thing.
Did we? Is
Or
there
he's
anything?
like, oh, yeah,
did we
no, I got
find anything
stuff for-
outside?
Prometheus just waves his hand at you all, his spectral hands, like we do have things in the truck. I have them load stuff in the truck.
Oh, thank you.
Okay.
Okay,
Whew.
okay. In
What's
that
the
case,
So what's in the
full
truck?
confidence, good to go.
Yep, they have there's 2 middle-sized water purifiers, each one about the size of like a side table. Looks like they probably purify like 10 gallons at a time. So you can give them the ability to de-irradiate some water. Obviously, there's no point in bringing them food or weapons, because they had plenty of those. There is like some blankets and other general supplies they might not have. But the big attraction is the 2 water purifiers.
You know, Jatat's a big history buff, and he just doesn't feel comfortable with the idea of bringing some strange people, blankets. So he's gonna be like, "Hey, let's take the one water purifier, and we'll give them to that as a faith gift, and then we can posit that if the negotiations go well, we've got another that we'd like to also offer. Maybe, yeah." Back pocket. What do you
I
guys
would-
think?
We can offer the blankets. I mean, the only reason I'm saying blankets is because we all survived. They survived the apocalypse, and we were actually in a,
Solid
technically they're probably in a better position to survive any sort of strange stuff than we are. Just
That is it's fair.
although
Fair.
that would be terribly ironic if we killed them from smallpox after they survived.
Can I ask? Can
radiation
I ask?
poisoning.
God.
Can I ask a needlessly technical question? How did the
Sure.
water purifiers work?
That's a great question that people at Bethesda did not answer in Fallout.
I also have no idea.
Like, do we think it's some sort of like Brita-esque filter where it's like it's just water passing over some sort of substance, or do we think it's like bio? Like
Basically, my assumption would be that there's probably an object that, like a filter in it, that absorbs radiation, and you pass the water through it.
so it's not like microbes that are eating radiation or something like that. It's specifically
It's some sort of future tech filter that, like, you put
Okay.
the water through it, and boom, clean water.
all right. That was my needlessly technical question.
You have 2 of these bad boys. They can process 10 gallons of water each.
All right.
Are they
Jack.
heavy? No, sorry, are they
that's-
heavy? Because Jack is our
this-
muscle, and if we're currently going to have him be the face, we need him not
So-
carrying the gift.
So if they were filled with water, they would be heavy. But otherwise, they're the size of like small tables. Like normal people could carry them because it's basically empty containers you run water through.
All right.
Okay. So then I'll carry the one that we're taking in then. Not quite as bulky as Jack, but I should be able to get that
Yeah.
one.
All right, so you guys approach the gate. Once again, the gate is locked with a padlock and chain. Do you knock, jump it, break the lock? What is your strategy for entering this base?
I am gonna knock, but before I do that, I want to kind of like reiterate something. We started with one team. Because of Jatat and my triumphant celebration earlier, we got another 2 from Jatat's.
Yeah,
We
I
got
already had
one
that
from-
counted.
We got 1 from what you gave us, 2 for entering battle against a dangerous foe, and 2 more for the questions. We have 8 team in the pool, guys.
Let's
Oh,
go.
We are
I
set.
counted 7. Thank you for the correction. I forgot about one of those. Cool.
We are stacked. I knock.
All right, so
Back of the hand, just 3 reps.
Yep, they hear a clanging sound, and the 2 nearest guards see you. They cautiously raise their weapons, but walk towards you. There's no sign they're going to fire yet. What business do you have with Zoltan the Adequate?
Jack pulls out like his ID and kind of flips it. It's like, we're here on behalf of Aegis. We want to trade.
All right, someone say evens or odds.
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 Evens.
Okay.
Jack's
Alright.
doing it. It's evens now.
All right. If I roll evens, these 2 guards are not 2 of the ones that they ripped off. If I roll odds, they are. Evens, these are not 2 of the people that Cal and Val attacked. Like, oh, Aegis, interesting. And they pull out like a pocket radio, like a walkie-talkie. That's the word. I know English. And they say, Zoltan, we have some representatives from Aegis. They want to negotiate with us. And there's a silence. It's like, what do they offer? Yeah, what are you guys offering us?
Well, Aegis has a lot of resources at our command, and we have quite a lot to offer depending on what we can get. We have brought, as a show of good faith, we've brought you guys a water purifier if you want it.
Boss, they say they got lots of stuff, but they brought a water purifier as a gift because you're awesome. Yeah, Zoltan the Awesome. Why didn't I go with that? Yeah, sure, let them in. We can talk. And so they unlock the padlock, and 2 more guards come over to escort you into Zoltan's throne room.
God,
And
he's
so
got a
you have
throne
just
room. Of course he does.
he does a warlord.
Yeah.
And so they walk you through the factory floor and up the stairs, and just the 5 of you are being one. There's one guy with a sledgehammer in the front, one guy with a sledgehammer in the back. At this point, Jack and Jatat and Egon, you do have this place clocked. They are about 20% bigger on average than Jack is, and comparably muscular. So you get, by estimation, even with Jack's superhuman abilities and the gauntlets, they're probably comparably strong and durable to Jack.
So I'm gonna lean over to Jatat and I'm gonna be like, Jatat, would you say they're about 19.5% bigger than Jack?
I'd say at least that, right? But
yeah,
not,
I'm saying.
but
yeah,
not. It could be much further than that.
I mean, like 19.5, maybe 21 tops, somewhere in the 20 range.
Man, I feel like that 19.5 number is pretty solid, but my math's a little bad.
Oh, okay.
But that feels right to me. 19. Let's say 19. Let's call it 1975.
Yeah. So yeah. Okay. So
Yeah.
20.25.
only that one over there because he has he's got a little bit bigger of a bicep than that guy.
Unequal biceps. He's been maxing out on one arm.
That guy skipped leg day once 3 years ago. 0.02% less.
Never recovered.
Never caught up.
And so you're
All right.
marched upstairs to the above the warehouse floor and toward the back where the management offices would have been. And the throne room is basically it looks like they use sledgehammers to knock down a couple of walls between offices to make a large room so they can have a throne room instead of just like a dinky office with a desk. And they
As you
assembled a throne pedestal out of loose pallets and just a big comfy armchair.
Is there any
And-
evidence that the desk is still there?
There is a mahogany desk shoved in the corner.
Hogger.
It looks like it's being mahogany.
They pushed a mahogany desk out of the way? That's insane.
Okay. For a bit, is the drawer side of the desk facing the wall or facing us?
Facing you. They are using the desk for storage. They just didn't want to use it as a desk.
Okay, never mind then. Okay.
Yeah, and sitting before you is I said these other super mutants are comparably big to Jack, a little bit bigger. This guy is like dwarfs Jack. He's easily 2 feet taller, like substantially more muscle mass. This guy is a hulking super mutant.
So Val is gonna like tug on Jack's arm, and get him to lean down so she can tell him something, and she's just gonna say, "Just remember, it only takes one jelly bean."
And are you going to try making Jack more intimidating while you're doing this?
Oh yeah. So I should probably roll for that, right?
All right. Yep. So you're trying to make intimidating, not terrifying, right? That's what you're going for?
Yeah.
All right, so roll to unleash your powers.
Okay, we've got
That's
7
plus
plus
three.
3, so 10.
The 10, you nail it. You do not overshoot it, which is what would have happened in a 7 to 9. So Jack has an intimidating aura, but in a way that the super mutants seem to respect him because they see him almost like one of them at the moment. Jack, you're gonna have +1 on any negotiations you make with them.
You see the
because I'm
you
real
see-
bad at that.
You see the JoJo's menacing
The
symbol
menacing
just
symbols.
like
Yes.
just drifting past.
Thank you.
Oh, yeah, you guys actually dressed him up in like JoJo's outfit for this to like make him look really regal.
Just drip
What
his
You got to pose now.
I'm still not sure how that hat works, but it's like your hat but your hair. I don't know.
It's like, so you come here from Aegis. Some of my men told me that people in an Aegis van took some of our supplies yesterday. Do you know anything about that?
Our van was stolen last week. It was a really nice van too. It had a full tank of gas. It was really disappointing.
All right, roll plus superior because that's the closest thing to rolling deception we have. Oh, did I just lose everyone's audio?
I don't
Oh,
think
it's
so.
we're all
I was-
really quiet.
No,
Yeah,
I saw
was
two.
muted.
I
So,
saw two people laughing, and I didn't hear any laughing sounds.
Well, so with my 1 to superior, that puts me at 5.
Oh no.
All right, so go ahead and mark potential. There's just like, no, Aegis is a very strong military organization. I remember from the before times. They wouldn't steal your van. And then one of the guards is like, she sounds familiar.
Uh-oh.
Did you take- Did
How
you
long have we
take
been in
a-
here?
How long you been here, like, in terms of time?
Yeah.
Uh,
Like, would I have had time to like closely observe everything as we were like making our way?
Absolutely. You very slowly marched through the entire factory.
All right. So then,
So
yeah,
go
we
ahead
just
and get started. Yep.
yep. Just in case. All right.
Val's not going to say anything else because that'll just confirm that her voice sounds the same. It's just that she couldn't like whisper Snake, "Oh yeah, we had it stolen." Like it was either go for it or don't. The dice hate me.
All right. So got a 10. So yeah, hold 3.
Right. So, would one of you like to explain to me why you ransacked my warehouse yesterday?
Look, I don't know anything about that. But as a second offering of good faith, I'll get to the bottom of it personally.
He looks you down, up and down, and he's like, I want you to roll comfort or support because you are trying to assure him of something. So that's going to be plus mundane.
Okay.
You're trying to comfort him that you're going to make this right.
Well,
You got a +1 to that.
do this counts for the +1 forward?
Yep.
Okay, I have a very important question then for Egon.
Yes.
Is this impressive?
Which one? Is what impressive?
Is Jack being impressive right now in Egon's eyes?
I mean, Egon is definitely impressed that you're able to keep your shit together and that you haven't like just put on the gauntlets and started bashing people in the face. So
Okay.
I will say yes.
Okay, cool. That's a 7.
All right. So that is a hit. They hear you, so you get to mark potential, clear condition, or shift labels. They open up to you. They are going to open up to you.
I just realized that Jack's actually taking my advice.
Yeah. Oh, I am. Yeah.
Nice. Narrative. Yes.
You seem like an honest, honorable man, and Zoltan stands up from his throne, reaches out, and offers you a handshake.
Yeah, Jack will shake his hand. The gauntlets aren't out yet right now. They're just kind of the bands. Like he hasn't
All
done
right.
the.
My men tell me that they tried to negotiate for our supplies, and that someone from Aegis grabbed them and ran.
Who would do such a...
All we ask is fair compensation for whatever was taken, and an apology.
Perfectly
Zoltan
fair.
may be a warlord, but he is not a overzealous warlord.
Before we leave, I will have to talk to whoever was involved and get as much information as I can.
How's the rest of the team doing in the back row at the moment?
Egon is just biting his lip, trying really hard not to glare at Val and Cal.
Because also, here's the thing: like, Val told Jatat, like in a sidebar. I don't think Jack knows about this yet.
Even though they were talking about it on the way they're doing the makeup and everything.
Yeah.
Oh, were they? Okay.
Yeah. No, we divulged. Jatat right now is just glowing with pride like a proud papa watching Jack handle these negotiations in the most mature of manners right now and getting us through this possible shitstorm we're about to walk into. Like, I'm just like, if I could stand it more attention, I would right now, but I'm just like, yes, this might work. So proud of him right now.
I took the potential, by the way.
All right.
Look, I'm not gonna lie, like above board. I want to fail 3 more times before the end of this because I want another enhancement. I want to take Come On Lucky from the beacon so that I can have a Yaogwai pet.
Ooh. Well, just roll bad.
Yeah, just roll bad.
Just get bad. Just get bad.
Yeah.
Get bad.
Val's just being quiet because she's not sure, like, this is so sensitive. She's not sure if she's supposed to actually apologize and admit to wrongdoing, or if she's just going to stay the freak quiet until she's, like, forced to admit that anything happened. You know, like, maybe.
Val, roll to assess the situation, Val.
Okay. Okay. Got. Is there any plus to this one?
It's plus superior.
Hate that I heard that and then I forgot that the roll already. So that would be 9.
All right, so I need you to ask one thing from this list of things that assess the situation. Where can I use to blank? What is the biggest threat? What is the greatest danger? Who is most vulnerable to me? And how can we end this quickly?
How can we end this quickly?
So, Val, you come from the less reputable side of the track, so to speak. Is that correct?
Yeah.
So, you know people like Zoltan like to throw their muscle around. You know when someone's speaking above board. You know when they're full of crap. You get the distinct impression Zoltan genuinely just wants an apology, and he's trying to just make sure that he and his subordinates are taken care of in the apocalypse. You don't get the impression you'll be executed for coming clean.
Okay, so in that instance, Val will come forward and she'll pull out her bag of jelly beans. This one's not opened. And I'll hand him the bag of jelly beans and I'll tell him I'm sorry. We actually came to negotiate the first time and I have trouble controlling myself and I made a bad decision. And I'm sorry, but we will be very happy to compensate him for the candy and etc. of which I'm not 100% sure what it was, but I know we stole things.
Still like
I'm
a
sure
truck
we
full
have
of
a
stuff.
list someplace.
Egon is just wide-eyed that Val just did this.
Cal is also impressed, but still not saying anything.
Yeah.
No, it's okay. It was 90% on me because I'm the one that threw myself right in the middle of all these people and like threw fear beans at them, and I think for the most
Fear
part this was mostly all my fault. So
Zoltan takes the jelly beans. He looks at Val. He hands the jelly beans back. Says, if I'm compensated, then you can keep these. Thank you for being honest with Zoltan.
thank you
And
for being cool, and I'll try not to be so impulsive next time I see sugar that's not mine.
you also see Zoltan's guards like visibly become less tense, like they were like waiting for the command to like attack you all, and they see like, oh, that's not going to happen.
Woo.
And now that they're guards, don't know.
Just start smashing.
No, Val's totally happy with this because I'm sure they have more supplies than what we were able to fit in one truck anyway. So, like, it's a better deal. Cook will be happy.
I think at that confession, Jack just like turns his head toward Val and gives like a "we're gonna talk about this later" kind of look, like a very stern. As if he's in the role of like a superior right now and is kind of like, it's not an act, he is being your superior in this moment, even though he's like not really. And I hate fighting my teammates. I really do. I want to expend my influence over Val to give her the guilty condition.
Yeah. I mean, I'll take it. I mean, not that I had a choice, but I will happily take that one.
I mean, you do. There is literally a role for resisting someone's influence. But
yeah,
that's
but I
on you.
wouldn't because I feel guilty or I wouldn't apologize anyway. Like, and
Yeah.
above board, it's the fact that like she's like only moderately actually sorry that we did that, but this serves the purpose better. Like, it makes more sense to apologize and like get more out of this because she also wants to be able to tame whatever the hell those things are. So,
Or is
it makes
just to help?
sense. She will be humble and fade into the background right next to Cal.
I assumed it was just for the healthy trade relationship for more candy. There it is.
Jack will turn back to Sultan and straighten himself back up. I apologize for this, but we will take into consideration what has been taken as part of these negotiations.
Zoltan thinks very hard for a moment and says, Aegis has many vehicles in their bunker, yes?
We do, yes.
As you've seen, our compound has no vehicles, and it is a long walk into town for any sort of supplies we want to scavenge that are not on site. If you give us one medium-sized vehicle, we'll consider the food paid for.
Okay, excellent. I think
Gracie
that's
shoots you a
perfectly
quick
fair.
thumbs up.
Yeah.
Would you take another water purifier and several blankets instead?
It's not no.
We can always give them the un-Aegis marked vehicle, so we have
That's true.
a extra bartering of something we didn't start out with anyway.
I mean,
That'll pay for the food. That will not, like, you haven't even asked about like the
Yeah.
trained Yaogwai or anything
Yeah.
yet. So
I mean, that would be something to talk to General Mills about, but
I don't know. He sent us here with the authority to do this, right?
no, I
Yep, and
I meant what
anything you're not
vehicle
sure
to give
about,
them.
yeah, anything you're not sure about, just like ask Prometheus. Prometheus will like can confer with him. It's like basically instant time. Because
Oh, yeah,
Prometheus
that's
has
fair.
got one projection with General Mills. So if you're not sure about something, just ask.
So, yeah, the one vehicle is perfectly fair.
I mean, above board. If I were Aegis, I would give them one of the Aegis marked vehicles and ensure that there was a tracker placed on it, because then you would have the knowledge of where the vehicle is at all times. But that's...
yeah, we'll deal with
Yeah.
exactly which
Yeah.
ones are like.
Yeah. General Mills will deal with that. Yes.
To be perfectly frank, the reason that we're here is because you do have something that Aegis desires. We
What
want
would
to
that
know
be?
how you train these beasts.
Ah, yes, the Yaogwai. And he looks out his window, and you see in the back window of the office, you can see a pen where there's about 12 Yaogwai that are sleeping surprisingly peacefully from what you can see. Like, these things are normally very feral creatures, but these things are very chill.
Oh yeah.
Like, oh, we discovered a substance that makes them very tame, and our trainer, once we give it to them, they become much easier to deal with. And for Ipto, if you provide us a second water purifier and a larger vehicle we can use to shift around supplies, I would be happy to provide this substance, and also I'll have our trainer assist you in training some Yaogwai.
We could do that. But let me ask you. Aegis has a lot more than just vehicles and supplies. What is it that you guys need the most right now? Be honest.
Honestly, we could use more secure shelter. They're more, and like food and water are nice, but there's death claws, Yaogwais, and scorch beasts out here, and never mind all the other the raiders that wanted my territory. If we had somewhere secure to live like your bunker, we'd be happy.
Oh my god, can we bring them home with us? She says that out loud.
Jatat looks over at Prometheus like,
Jack turns to Prometheus and is like, "Is that doable?"
Prometheus holds up a finger as if to say, 1 second, and there's some silence. Then he has his eyes look glazed over because like he can be in multiple places at once, but like he can't really focus actively on doing stuff at the same time. So like you almost see like a load screen for the version you have at the moment, while he's just like phasing in and out. Like
While he's doing that,
dial-up
Val is gonna
noise.
reach over and like put her
Exactly.
finger through his like. She's just gonna like pretend to touch him, like, and then she'll stop because she knows she's only got a few seconds.
Dial-up noise.
And after about a minute and a half, he returns back into full focus, and he's like, General Mills finds this arrangement acceptable as long as you and your team take responsibility for Zoltan and his brood.
so we can bring him home with us, but we gotta feed him.
How far away are we from the next closest Aegis base?
So the Aegis bases are basically bunkers built outside of major cities.
Uh-huh.
So, like, there would be one in Los Angeles, one in San Francisco, and you have one in San Diego. So, as far as it would be to San Francisco or San Diego or Los Angeles, those would be the other two nearby. And then, of course, you've been to Reno, and that one's abandoned.
I mean, if we could fix the one in Reno, they could have their own bunker. Period. We would be able to get into contact with them, and they would have access to their own entire. They could take care, like they could take care of it themselves. We could bring them back with us, but we will have to, one, be responsible for them, and two, be responsible for them. So we will have to. We will have to take if they do anything. If they do anything mischievous, we're on the hook for it, and we have to make sure that they're fed and all that other stuff. But
Egon,
if
that's a great idea.
That's
That
fantastic.
could be a 2-part goal because the
Yeah.
other one won't be fixed like 100% soon. So we could theoretically take them back with us, be responsible, feed them. I could use more help with my sugar market that I've started. Like if we could loan them one of our vehicles, they could actually help with my distribution. And then like in that process, we can also help them, renovate the other base. And then we've got a working partnership. And I have a new trade space for my black market.
Cal can't take people. Can he take things?
I could probably. I mean,
if he can bring his clothes, logically he can bring other inorganic material.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I'm gonna duct tape all the sugar packets to you.
Yeah.
Just like instant is this like Dragon Ball Z instant transmission rules? Like he just has
That's
to be touching it and he can take it with him?
Except he can't take other living things with him. Yes, I think that's how it works.
Okay. Yeah, I mean just like you could have them grow sugar in Reno, like in the bunker.
Oh,
I was gonna say growing sugar in Reno wouldn't work. It's in a desert.
Yeah, that's
But
not.
in the bunker, yes.
in the bunker.
it's in a desert in the apocalypse.
It's like you're offering them subprime real estate. Your bunker is better.
So
Yes.
it seems we have a couple options.
Yeah. I do like the idea of bringing them back and then eventually working towards giving them their own space.
Yeah.
It gives them a good reason to behave because they know that something good is coming. Like
Yeah.
we're all working on something for them. So I don't know.
Yeah. Agreed.
I like
Do
it.
any of you have any sort of scientific or medical thing like that you've been exposed to recently? Like, how much would any of you know about your own mutations and how they work at this point?
Jack doesn't have a
And
goddamn
probably
clue.
Jatat probably
shit.
would know the most because he's probably been communicating with you all before you're unfrozen, I think.
Right. Yeah. No, I was going to say probably
Yeah.
just because of my background with Aegis, I probably get the most understanding of it.
All right, so Jatat, roll me plus superior. I want to see if you can intuit some things about the super mutants.
Stay on the table. Hey, that's a 9? No, it's an 8.
All right. So with an 8, you can suppose they also have genetic mutations, and the fact that they don't seem to be physically ill, like the fact they are green, is kind of weird. But it looks like overall they probably have similar radiation resistance to you. They probably are okay to be outside for extended periods of time. So they'd be able to do work around the base on the exterior that can only be done in hazmat suits by normal people. So they'd actually be very helpful for you all in developing the base, and you'd be able to. Basically, you don't have to worry about like taking up space inside that's meant for all the frozen people. You'd be able to do more stuff with them.
Wouldn't we all be able to intuit that? Because presumably that this warehouse is not like designed to resist radiation, and they're all just like standing about.
Right, but so you can intuit that they are radiation resistant. Jatat can intuit that they have like similar mutations to you. So the difference,
Yeah. Okay.
except theirs made them green.
Gotcha. Okay, cool. So then I will lean over to our commanding officer for this mission and kind of posit that information in his ear. Hey, Jack, real quick, Jack. I'm pretty sure that their mutations are just, kind of like ours. So I think that, I really think this is a good idea because we get them back to the base with us. I mean, as long as they don't manage to like try and overthrow us or anything, this could be a really healthy working relationship, helping us to reestablish, humanity or just life outside of the bunker in general. This could be good. Let's go ahead and see if we can land this thing home with the Yao Guai training, and they help us defend us, and we help them defend them, and it's all should be all good.
Since Jatat mentioned the idea of them overthrowing, would anyone like to roll to pierce the mask to read
Yeah, that was going to
Zoltan's
be my next
intentions.
question. Is like,
Yeah.
do you think that that all of them will be cool with that?
I think that role would have to be either Jatat or Jack.
Yeah.
So
Cal,
my initial thinking is that given how well these negotiations have gone, I am currently more apt to trust them.
I'm still not, just because
So
Jack is mistrustful of everybody.
so I would think Jack would probably be the one to pierce the mask.
Okay, let's see. What is Pierce the Mask?
It's
Plus
plus mundane.
mundane. Oh. 5.
Oh no.
Yep, and the team pool cannot help you with that because I think you can't spend 2 team at a time.
It's not me that spends team. Each other person can spend 1 team each.
Okay, so you can
But they
spend up
have
to 4
like
as a team.
narratively help somehow.
All right. Well, I think we can justify Jatat without anything extra because Jatat had that conversation with you.
Yeah.
Yep.
So that would get you to a 6. Does anyone want to do anything else to try and help with this roll?
Yeah. Or does this count as part of the negotiations or no?
Oh, yeah, I guess it would.
Okay, then that's up to a 7.
Awesome. So with a 7, you can ask one question from the Pierce the Mask list. What are you really planning? What do you want me to do? What do you intend to do? How could I get you to blank? Or how could I gain influence over you?
I'm gonna ask this in character. So we can relocate you to our base. We've been given the go ahead to do this. Do you think everyone here would be amenable to living on a military base? Like, do you believe that no one would cause issues? And I am attempting to ask, what are you really planning? Or I guess, what do you intend to do is probably the better one.
All right, so I'm going to give you 2 things. First, the simple answer to your question behind the game, which is you get the impression Zoltan just wants his life to be. Zoltan seems to be a very shrewd but straightforward man. What he says to you, he looks at his men who look a little bit less enthused about this situation. He says, Zoltan's men fall in line behind Zoltan. If Zoltan say they move, they move. They will listen to Zoltan.
Okay.
And you get the impression that because he is the biggest, scariest super mutant, they will in fact yield to Zoltan. You do get the impression that because they might not, like, there might be a clash of authority between him and General Mills, if like there might be faction thing. But you get the impression Zoltan's not dishonorable and would probably be more like a butting heads than like a mutiny.
Okay. So let's lay out some options here that'll still satisfy what you need. We can take you back to our base. Everyone. We can provide for them food, shelter, beds, provided that they work with Aegis and know that they are in a military installation and will be expected to behave like that. Or we have a second empty base out in Reno. You would receive our support, but would not be directly like a part of our group. You would be on your own out there. It would take time for us to get to you if anything happens. But you would be independent. A third option is we could provide engineers and a construction crew to fortify this place. It wouldn't be a bunker, but we could make it we could make it a better shelter and more defendable than it is now.
Zoltan thinks on this. I'm not sure what Zoltan would want. Like, all 3 of these are pretty metal him, so I'm rolling a d6.
Okay.
Zoltan thinks on. He's like, I'm sorry.
Are we supposed to assume that we okayed all of these with General Mills? Because we only had the one plan okayed by General Mills.
Look, all the other ones are significantly less impactful to him, so I'm just kind of making the call.
They're not really. We're giving them their own military base, military grade base. They'd have to repair it, but they'd have their own military grade base. The second one is we're saying that we're going to dedicate time, energy, and resources to fortifying their factory, or their warehouse, which may or may not be fortifiable.
I'm gonna go ahead and say the second one. Like, you're just pointing them to an empty building that's theirs to take. So I don't think like General Mills is like, oh, that base is lost, whatever.
Yeah.
General Mills might have something to say about you volunteering to renovate their factory.
Like I mean,
it's an empty building, but like it has telecommunication with other Aegis bunkers and whatever supplies we didn't hijack from there on the way back. Right?
There were no supplies left. Like there was like,
yeah. There's
like, you guys raided everything, but like everything that was raided by the other people. There's literally nothing there but the walls and the soil and like.
Weren't there? Didn't we leave a few of the ghouls there?
Yeah, you did. They'd have to clear out the ghouls.
Yeah.
I'll definitely relate. I'm not keeping any information back. Like.
Oh, by the way, there's some zombies.
I assume we're not going to roleplay out
things.
I assume we're not going to roleplay out like the really nitty gritty details, but like when we do like the finer like contractual bits of this, I am going to go like, hey, we've already been to this base. Here's kind of what it's like.
Oh, BT does. There's a bunch of ghouls for you to fight later.
like here
Zoltan's like, oh, ghouls, I hate those things.
Like, here are potential hazards. Here's what supplies it does. Like, here's what like supplies and tech it does have. Et cetera, et cetera. Kind of go over as much detail as possible.
All right, so Zoltan thinks about it, and he stands up. He walks over to the desk. He opens the drawer. And he pulls out a medal. He said, "In the before time, Zoltan's family was military family. Zoltan is leader because they recognize his authority. He knows how to respect authority and how to demand respect. Living military life do not matter to Zoltan. You seem like a respectable man. Zoltan would like you to be his friend." And he puts the medal back on the desk. And he's okay with moving into your bunker. He doesn't want to go all the way to Reno. And frankly, the only thing this thing has going for it is it has lots of supplies. And he didn't have the means to move them.
All right, cool. Jack puts out a hand.
And Zoltan shakes it.
Yeah. There's
like
the handshake.
Like singular firm.
Yep, Predator high five. Two big muscular guys clasping hands.
Sig Curtis and General Armstrong.
That's the one.
And so you report back to base, mission success. You show up with about 20 big muscular super mutants and truckloads of food, medical supplies. And if you could buy it at a grocery store, it was on a pallet in that warehouse.
So you're telling me we got more aloe vera?
You have tons of aloe vera. You have an entire pallet of aloe vera.
Egon, Cal.
Oh.
Egon's just in the back of the truck with like sunglasses on as they're unloading the truck, and he's just like, yeah, raising the roof.
I just imagine there's like a big vat of it, and Cal just like dunks himself in it, like ah.
So you unload the supplies, you move the super mutants in. Because only a portion of the base is unfrozen, there's plenty of room in the barracks at the moment, but you're going to need to expand the base's housing capacity at some point as you thaw more people. And a few more days pass, and Prometheus informs General Mills of something very troubling he spotted doing his standard scouting on the outskirts of town. And you're all called in the Situation Room again.
Dun.
And this time Zoltan joins you because Zoltan is even though he's yielding to General Mills, he's recognized as the leader of the super mutants. He represents the super mutants in this council meeting. And General Mills says, "I have some troubling news for you. First of all, I finished reviewing the materials you recovered from the Reno bunker and details of their communications with the Las Vegas bunker. It seems that the general in charge of the Reno bunker was aware of Mr. Gotti's developing powers for some time. Mr. Gotti wasn't a problem initially. He was compliant. He used his powers to be helpful, but as they grew stronger and he realized he could permanently enthrall people, he overturned everyone at the Las Vegas base. And the general was able to send out one last warning to Reno before he was enthralled himself. And before Reno could communicate that to us, he had rolled over to Reno and overthrown them.
So this sorry, words. We looking at a hostage situation, or do you think they're all willing at this point?
We have reason to believe if you could break the thrall, they are being bound by his will. Simply knocking him unconscious wouldn't be enough because he seems to be able to maintain control of them even when he sleeps. But if you were to find a way to,
Right.
it seems that if you would find a way to snap them out of it, you might be able to break them from the enthrall. And if you were to, in the most extreme situation, if you were to kill Mr. Gotti, it would probably also free them from his spell. But something else of interest we found, he was we found in the records from his communications with the Las Vegas bunker, while he is able to influence others with genetic mutations, they seem highly resistant to his powers, which is why very few, if you looked at the footage before, there were no powered individuals on his team that came to the Reno bunker. I have reason to believe you all may be resistant to his mind control.
Okay.
Which is a good thing because we also have some troubling intelligence this morning. And at this point, Prometheus pops up and is like, as you all know, I regularly use my ability to project myself to scout the area on the outskirts of my projection limit on a daily basis to make sure there's no dangers immediately threatening the base. About halfway between here and Reno is the maximum distance I can project myself. And this morning, I saw a convoy of vehicles passing between Reno and here, and they appear to be from the Las Vegas base and include Mr. Gotti. I have reason to believe he is on his way and will be here later today.
Wait, to this bunker, to our bunker.
That appears to be his trajectory. We have approximately 5 hours to prepare for his arrival.
Oh, shit.
And that is where we're ending today's stream.
I actually really like that because I think we're going to be able to use we're going to be able to use Mal a lot in a confrontation with that guy. I think that their ability to like manipulate emotions is going to go a lot farther than my ability to throw a scary jelly bean. So
wait, Mal's gonna have such a great time because now we've got all of the super mutants for them to manipulate. Oh yeah, yeah. No, it's gonna go crazy. Shit's gonna be wild.
All right, so that is end of session. So we're going to do the end of session wrap up before we close out the stream. All right, so I'm going to go through every player from left to right on the screen. Choose one of the following. Did you grow closer to the team? If you did, explain what made you feel welcome. Give influence to a character and clear a condition of mark potential. Did you grow into your image of yourself? Explain why. You can shift your labels. Or did you somehow grow away from the team? In which case, you take influence away from another character. Jack.
Jack grew into the own image of himself. Before I decide what label to shift, we forgot to do one earlier. When Jatat and Jack did their triumphant celebration, because you already had influence over me, you get to shift one of my labels.
I was supposed to shift your label. That's right. My bad. All right, so let's see. So at that moment, geez. finishing up that triumphant celebration of going through the danger room, I would have. I almost want to say giving him another danger and one less freak. Does that feel right? Your powers to me seem normalized, but your ability to use them and how dangerous you are felt right.
So you kind of broke up during that.
Oh, I'm sorry. I said I would give you one more danger and turn down freak one. Your power set, like your ability to use the powers, didn't seem as abnormal. Like you're growing into them being less freaky and more like they're just part of who you are. But your how you use them makes you more dangerous. So that's how I translate that in my head. So that would take your danger to a 4 and freak 0.
Okay. My danger cannot go to a 4, so I have to
No?
reject your influence.
Oh
No, the
no.
scale only goes -2 to 3.
Okay.
But no, like if that makes perfect sense that's how that interaction would have went. So I have to reject your influence. Let's see what happens. Oh, that's still a hit. 10. So
And so Jatat marks another condition.
no, no. That's literally not one of the options.
No.
Thank
so sorry.
God.
Hey, Gotti's on his way. 5 hours.
I
Jatat's got all 5 conditions.
That passes out.
let's see. I didn't immediately act to prove you wrong, so I can't do that one.
I mean, we could do the whole mulligan thing, and now that Jazz knows that he can't shift your labels up that way, just pick a different label.
Yeah, do the second half of the session over, everybody.
Yeah. I mean, yeah. Like, does another shift make sense?
You can also choose not to shift the label. You can just be like, yeah, I +0 both ways. You can just like, I find your labels where they are. There's nothing saying you have to move them just because you have the option to.
Okay. I was gonna say my other thought was to go down 1 freak and +1 savior.
Okay.
I like that.
Because it was his idea to come in and do the training, to make sure that, not only was it just him training to be better himself, but also encouraging me to come in and train with him. So.
Okay. So with that, I think that this like slower, like this kind of more tame approach to negotiating kind of helped solidify the way that Jack is, and I think that's going to take his mundane up by 1 and his freak down.
Right. All right, so that resolves both of your moves.
Yes.
All right, so Val, did you grow close to the team, grow into your image yourself, or grow away from the team?
Did you say Val?
Yes.
Okay, sorry. I got the owl part, but then I'm like, shit, there's like two other options.
3 of us.
Okay, so I grew closer to the team again because again, I've still been having like the time of my life. And let's see who so it says explain who made you feel welcome. I'm wondering if I can like alter that because I'd actually like. So I'm torn, right? Because you have like Jatat with his cute peeps, and then you have Cal who like was my partner in crime again. But then like I really gained a lot of respect for Jack today because even while he was like growing as himself, like I thought he was, even though I hate authority, I thought he was pretty damn cool because, I think we're all close enough now that we were all kind of in it together. So like it didn't feel like this massive burn that this dude has power over me. It was more like we're we're conspirators in crime, and whatever we got to do to make this work is what we got to do. So I think I want to go ahead and give it to Jack.
Okay.
It doesn't really matter because he already has influence. Oh no, actually, did you take influence?
No, I spent it. I spent it to
Oh,
give you
you
guilty.
have it back. Good, awesome. So you get influence, and I think I get to clear my condition, my guilty, because let's be honest, I don't really feel guilty anyway. but now I officially don't feel guilty anymore. And yeah, I think that's it. Things.
Right. So, are you going to clear a condition or mark potential?
I cleared a condition. I cleared my guilty condition you gave me.
All right. Awesome. Cal, same 3 questions.
Cal's going to grow closer to the team based on the training he did with Egon, the little crime he did with Val, the nice chat he had with Chatot. Yeah, so I think I'm going to give... He didn't really interact with Jack much, but seeing how he handled the situation with Zoltan without resorting to using his powers kind of gave Cal a little more perspective on things they can do as a team. So I think I'm going to give influence to Jack here and then mark potential.
Like, I need my conditions, thank you.
Yeah, I need those.
They're mine. They're my most support conditions.
My emotional support conditions.
All right, Jatat, same 3 questions.
Okay, so I am going to say that I grew closer to the team. And yeah, I think also Jack is gotta be the man today. Jack invited me to that training session, and then the way he handled the negotiations were just killer. And um, so yeah, I'm going to award him influence that he then already has over me. So I guess he gets to move my labels. Yeah.
I get to immediately shift your labels. Yeah. God, you went against General Mills so many times in this episode.
I did.
Including quietly ignoring the contraband.
Yeah.
I mean, I've got some of it too.
I think Jack is gonna shift your danger up and your soldier down again.
Okay.
Oh.
That's funny. All right, and then finally...
That's fair.
Oh, sorry. Yep.
And I get to clear condition, sorry.
Yep. Oh, yep, I forgot that part. Yeah, you probably want some of those clear for next time.
Yeah.
By the way, the next episode is going to be our penultimate episode for the miniseries. Probably non-stop action from here.
Excellent.
Egon, same 3 options.
I think I grew myself because even though there were a lot of I don't know, actually. It's either myself or it's the team because I had a lot of one-on-one interactions with Jatat and with Cal and with Prometheus. Even though he's not in the team, he is the team. And Jack was just a baller. But at the same time, a lot of it was focused in on his own personal growth. So I'm gonna say myself. I grew into myself, in my image of myself. And
Right,
then,
in that case, yep. Sorry.
No, go ahead.
I was going to just instruct you to probably do what you're about to say, which is which label you're shifting up and down.
My options are shifting labels. Yes.
Yes.
Okay. I think I'm going to push. I think I'm gonna push. I always forget what the hell these labels are. I think I want to move my danger.
Danger.
Yeah. I want to move my. Actually, I want to move my mundane down and my freak up. I think.
Right.
Need you to say danger one more time so I can go danger.
So yeah, I'll do that.
I'm sitting here humming the Danger Mouse theme song every time someone says danger.
I just had
I'm
mystical
a
running through my
colossal
head.
nerd.
Since I'm growing into myself, I'm sort of accepting more of this fact that I have these sort of, metronome like powers. I'm sort of like spinning a wheel, and I really kind of am. The powers are kind of just all over the place. So I am kind of a freak, and I'm sort of starting to accept that a little bit more. So.
Yeah. Freak high five. Let's go.
Yeah. And as for
Famous.
influence, I think Jack's getting influence on me.
Jack,
So.
MVP of this session.
Yeah, seriously.
Stopped an actual war from happening. Before an actual war showed up.
It's fine. He would have been good at that too. I am so surprised. Like, I was so worried because his mundane is -1.
Thank
Good
God
thing you guys had 8 in the team pool.
Right?
Yeah.
That's so true.
Like, thank God I only rolled convince someone like once.
Do we have do we still have all that in the team pool for this next encounter, or is that reset?
If time
I'm gonna go
passes-
ahead and let it roll.
Okay.
Because it's like you have like 5 hours. Like it's been a day. Like
Oh yeah,
I'm okay with your
yeah.
team pool.
Okay,
Like it's not like I'm doing a time skip, so yeah, you can just have this team pool, but we're not going to do the like the team mechanics thing for this. Like this is just your team pool for the rest of the series. Anything you do to add to it, cool.
Sweet.
That's fair. We have 7. That's a lot.
Yeah, you do.
Yeah, but these marked conditions though, Jesus.
Well,
Yeah, what's the
we
problem?
can do that. Did anybody do any of the things to clear a condition?
Yeah, I was gonna say, I think we have things.
I don't remember what the things to clear conditions are.
All right. So I'm gonna go ahead and say, what conditions do you still have marked, Val?
Oh, none for me. I was gonna help if somebody needed help relieving one of theirs.
Okay. Like if you did a thing to sacrifice your guilt. What conditions do you have, Cal, and do you want to get rid of them?
Afraid, hopeless, and insecure. I feel like I might be able to convince to clear afraid just because Cal was pretty silent and not willing to engage in the whole Zoltan negotiation just because, he was afraid of getting caught.
When did you mark afraid in relation to robbing Zoltan? Because you
when
did flee from
I-
Zoltan's base, so.
Oh, that is true. I did mark that when I took burn and got the 7 and 9, I think.
Yep. So I'm gonna go ahead and say you ran away after that, so you can go ahead and clear afraid if you would like.
Okay, and then I suppose I would also clear insecure because I also marked that at some point, and I, helped Val steal candy and took foolhardy action without consulting the rest of the team.
This is true. Yep. If you want, you can clear that one.
All right.
I mean, technically hopeless. Like you could have just like eaten your weight in candy. That's kind of like.
I did eat a lot of candy. Offspring.
All right, Jatat, what conditions do you have marked, and can we get rid of any of them?
Let's see. No, not angry. Afraid, guilty, and insecure.
What did Jatat feel guilty about?
So at the time, Jatat felt guilty about kind of fighting dirty against Jack and hitting him with the energy blast to the face to blind him. But it was all in, that was all in good natured competitive spirit. So I don't think he still feels guilty about that. However, Jatat does still feel guilty about the fact that he's been kind of keeping secrets from General Mills. So I don't know if I could clear that. Like the fact that I'm kind of letting my team play a little fast and loose with the rules to try and make sure that our ultimate objectives are being met. It's not necessarily sitting well with Jatat, but he's doing what he has to do to make things happen, right? So, but he does feel a bit guilty about that.
So if you want to keep guilty mark, you feel that's appropriate, that is fine. I would posit the possibility that you did make a sacrifice by letting Jack take the lead on this mission when you decided that was the best thing to do, even though you are the team leader.
I was going to suggest that too.
I was going to say that would actually be better reasons to clearing Insecure.
You think that was foolhardy to do that?
No. So I think it was
Okay.
a good thing, but that's definitely not something that an insecure person would do, right? Like if I was feeling insecure about myself and my status in the team, I would still be trying to make sure that I'm taking lead and command. But Jatat handing that off to Jack because Jack was probably better suited for that situation. That felt like a more confident situation to be, or a confident step to take.
Yeah, you can use that to clear one of those two conditions, your choice.
Okay, so yeah, I'll clear insecure with that.
And that just leave you a guilty?
Guilty and afraid is what I've got left.
Yep. Yeah, and Jatat doesn't run from much, so.
In our 5 hours, do I have enough time to like try a comfort move on him and like go?
That's true. You have the ability to take fear away. So you want to roll to. I will let you, just for the sake of the afraid condition, roll to unleash your powers to remove fear.
Did you eat any peeps? Because if you ate any peeps, then you can clear angry because you broke something important.
I am not angry. No, I am not eating the peeps. They are my precious.
Peeps, I will become angry.
Very. They are my
Okay,
squishy,
so-
and I love them.
I don't think I really helped you at all. So I'm rolling, and then I'm taking my -1 mundane out of that roll, right?
No, it's unleash your powers
freak.
plus freak.
Oh, good.
Because you're using your powers, not comforting.
Okay, good. That's better. Because that puts me to 6.
All right. Does anyone want to help Val with their powers to get to a 7?
I'll use.
I'll do
Okay.
Sorry, I didn't hear what happened besides what Marty was saying.
Was Ursa? Were you gonna
Yeah,
do something?
I can use it.
Okay.
All right, yeah, so let's say Ursa helps by emulating Susie's power and helping her make Jatat less afraid.
Yeah.
So that'll put you to a 7. So one of the two of you can mark a condition, or I can tell you it's unstable or temporary.
I can mark a condition. That's fine.
All right, so Ursa's going to take a condition or take one away from Jatat.
Yep. I'm gonna mark.
That one condition will be the only one you cannot clear based on today's activity. So
Yeah, that's
I'm
fine.
going to go through yours next.
That's fine. That would be the only condition I have.
All right, cool. All right, so we do not need to go through clearing the conditions for Egon then.
No.
All right, so that is today's math session. We will be streaming maths again in 2 weeks on September 3rd. Our normal time is 7 p.m. Eastern time, which is weird. We do Eastern time, even though I'm the only person in the stream block that actually is in Eastern time, but a lot of our viewers probably are too. And by a lot of viewers, I mean my mom and grandma watch this.
The most important viewers ever, by the way.
True.
Right. But we are not done streaming for the day. The Agents of Damcast at AODcast is going to be starting a stream of a bear-themed game for this fundraiser in about 20 minutes. We will be hosting them, but please feel free to jump at their channel if you like. Either watch us or watch them. It'll work out the same. We are just $100 away from maxing out our goal for $500 to help out Ursa and his family.
Let's go.
Yeah.
And before we end the stream, I'm just going to go through it. Everyone, if you want to just reintroduce yourself and what stuff you have, projects or teams, whatever you're in, that people should follow you on. I'll start with me just to get me out of the way. I'm Paul Kinter. I'm at pkinter13 on Twitter, but you mostly want to follow at Bard Rock Cafe. I manage that account. That's why you're here. You probably follow Bard Rock Cafe if you're watching our stream. Hopefully, maybe. On the podcast, I play our Bard, and sometimes I DM stuff, and I DM this stream. Justin's also part of Bard Rock Cafe, but he does so much more. He's also been running all the stream today, and he's running more stream tomorrow. Justin, what else do you have to tell about yourself?
Oh god, I actually don't have a lot coming up. August has been kind of a dry month for me. I have on next Wednesday, I will be continuing the playtest of Magi Knights. It's a Sentai and Magical Girl like 5e sort of thing. I'll be doing that over on Random Rhapsody's channel. And that's all I got. Other than that, Bard Rock Cafe, where I play a liability of an old man.
And sometimes a paladin of Santa.
And sometimes a paladin of Santa.
All right, Susie.
I am so prepared this time. Let me just tell you this.
Oh,
This is
cool.
how many streams did it take for me to be prepared to say something? Okay, so I'm going to start with sassygamers.com, guys. It's a gaming website for gaming minorities to give everybody a voice. I love to see more of a variety out there. So if anyone actually wants to contribute articles, these are opinion articles, guys. You can't really go wrong. How do you feel about a game? It could be tabletop games, console games, PC games, doesn't matter. If you're interested in that, email me at admin@sassygamers.com. The other thing, this one's more me, is sassyedits.com. I do editing and stuff like that. The only important thing is I wanted to show this. I'm a proud book auntie.
Oh,
One of my authors, I have many authors, by the way, but several, so many of them are still in the process. But this guy right here, Dylan, it's reversed, but Dylan
I was reading right.
McClintock,
Dylan McClintock.
yeah. He got his physical copies, so I bought 3 of them because, like I told you, I'm a proud book auntie. So, anyway. So if you need any help with that, I got you. That's it.
Hey, Marty.
So, you can find me personally on Twitter at BallMartian, and Twitch at the same thing. I am also a semi-frequent guest on Bard Rock Cafe. You can also find my actual play show, Wayfaring Strangers, on Twitter at Wayfarer D&D Pod, or wherever you get your podcasts. New Wayfaring Strangers content coming next month. We'll be doing one shot a month in September and October, released over 2 weeks, so I guess a 2-shot. And then the new season, the new campaign, will be starting later this fall. Also, my band Winter Wayfarer just released a single in, what was it, July? Yes, July. Go check out Give and Take wherever you get your music. Spotify, Apple Music, Amazon Music, whatever other music platforms there are. I don't know. Those are the big 3. More on the way soon. Stay tuned.
And Marty said he's a frequent guest on Bard Rock Cafe. Marty's actually going to be our featured guest starting the second half of September, as he features his new character, Baragon Doubletail, in both a flashback featuring about Armbar's backstory and then a story arc featuring Baragon and Armbar in a tournament arc. Spoilers.
Tournament! Oh! Tournament!
So if you listen to Bard Rock Cafe, you're going to be seeing a lot of Marty for the rest of the calendar year.
Yeah. So I hope you don't get sick of me really quick.
I'm not sick of you yet. It's been a while, so.
It's true.
Jazz.
Try harder.
So yeah, first thing first, I just want to take a second to co-sign Marty's band Winter Wayfarers is legit. I've listened to a couple of their songs and I do enjoy it, man. So I recommend, please go out and check out their music. But my name is Jazz. I play Fate on the Gimme the Loot podcast. You can find us on Twitter at GMDLcast. You can find us everywhere where you listen to your podcast, Apple Music, Spotify. Gimme the Loot. And yeah, no, we are a group of 5 rando adventurers who got magically bound together at a fantasy truck stop trying to help out some lumberjacks. And then we all decided that, well, once we realized we were stuck with each other, we all decided to try and figure out how to get apart from one another. So listen to the shenanigans we get into. There's a lot of them, including me failing at climbing ropes, which is why my DM came in to sabotage my characters today. But yeah, that's what we do. We've got that. We've got our stream content that we do every Monday nights now at 7:30. So you can find us on Twitch, also at GMDLcast. come check us out. We have fun.
And last but certainly not least, part-time editor for the Bard Rock Cafe and friend of the show, Ursa Bearwalker.
My name is Ursa Bearwalker. As Paul already said, I'm part-time editor for Bard Rock Cafe. I also edit for CMDR Central every week. You can find me on Twitter, Instagram, and to a much, much lesser extent, Twitch at Ursa Bearwalker. You follow me on Twitter. 29.7% of people follow me on Twitter because of my hashtag Shitty Magic Takes. So if you like Shitty Magic Takes and a bunch of other just random nonsense posting, a lot of art posting lately. Been vibing the art community over the last month or so. There's been a lot of really good stuff being put out by folks. Just follow me. If you like bears, I post a lot of bear stuff, bear memes, all good stuff.
So once again, we are also fundraising for Ursa's family because of some stuff that happened last week, medical emergency for the family. So we are $400 out of $500. If you we can donate just that little bit. I know Ursa said there's another GoFundMe that if he exceeds the $500, he's going to donate another member of the Magic the Gathering community. So if we exceed $500, that money will still be going to a good cause. Ursa's family will have what they need. We are wrapping up our stream for the day, but please go over to AOD Cast. They're starting in about 15 minutes. And have a good night. And we will start streaming again on our channel tomorrow around 2 o'clock Eastern Time.
I have a couple things to say kind of on that note.
Okay.
First off, we'll continue to be live for the next 15 minutes or so, playing the wonderful lo-fi tunes of Dungeon Glitch.
Oh, I meant to prove that, yeah.
Been very kind to give us access to a very large chunk of their category. You can find their music pretty much anywhere you get stuff, so Spotify, Apple Music, etc. And also, I have a message here from Hoshi, who will be running the Agents of Damned stream here in 15 minutes. Fair warning, I'm drunk as fuck right now. Just got done DMing a home game, so I got fucking lit.
I know how the rest of my night's gonna go.
Oh man.
There.
So you can either hop on over there and wait for it to start. You can stay with us right here. As soon as they go live, I'm just gonna raid them. So if you stay here, you get music and then also good content.
Perfect.
That's dope.
Free taxi service to the correct channel. I love it.
Yeah, exactly.
That is pretty cool, actually. That's a good feature.
Yeah.
All right, and if you enjoyed what you saw here today, we will be continuing the mass stream for our penultimate episode, 2 weeks, Labor Day weekend, September 3rd.
Oh, let me make sure I'm not working.
Oh yeah, we're doing more. We're doing more charity stuff tomorrow too.
Yeah, I already plugged that.
Okay, cool. I was doing other things.
Yep. I think we plugged everything. I almost forgot Dungeon Glitch. Thanks for the catch. I meant to plug him. And Dungeon Glitch is also going to be appearing in our Halloween special in October. One of the only episodes coming out for the rest of the year that doesn't have Marty in it.
Oh, shit.
Yeah. Is that a selling point?
Marty was almost in it, actually. Marty's like, can I join? I'm like, I filled the roster already.
I was like, can I join? Halloween's my birthday.
No.
We'll
No.
edit you in post. It's fine.
I'll give you
the Baragon. He recorded a Baragon pre and post roll. I'll just add him to that.
Unless.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, I mean, that's easy enough.
Anyway, we've been doing this for too long.
I had a blast, guys. Thanks so much.
Yeah, absolutely. Everybody here is wonderful. This was an amazing session. We're gonna go and relax now.
Yeah.
I'm gonna take a nap. My throat is tired.
Yeah.
Nose candy. Bye.
Sugar.
Booger sugar.